Lansing's only sports station. The Game, 7:30.
Let's play.
Now, a Friday night tradition continues on the only sports station in Lansing with Brock Holmbush.
Thank you, Nathan Vandenberg. Good evening and welcome to Week 11 of the high school football season. District final night all over the state of Michigan. 11 of the 13 area teams play tonight, and we got a big one at the top of the next hour. Division I, the Comets of Grand Ledge at the Rams of Holt. This is a rematch from week number 3, which Holt won 14-6. Both teams shared the CAAC Blue Championship this year, and they're playing for a district title tonight. Eric Docklove will join me from Mike Smith Memorial Stadium just before 7 o'clock. We got a lot to get to before then. My interviews with Grand Ledge head coach Joe Bry, then my interview with Holt head coach Chad Folk, and then my two-part interview with Brian Calloway, the prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal. But before we get to all of that, it's time for another edition of This Week in High School Sports with John Ross.
A whole lot of points scored in a district football semifinal, and a couple schools break long conference championship droughts. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. The first week of the football postseason is in the books, and there were a number of eye-popping notes from the 128 games in 11-player and 16 games in the 8-player. Maybe the biggest, literally, was the total points scored in the Waterford-Mott-Saginaw Heritage game. Mott won 77-63. Yes, 140 total points. That's 20 touchdowns. It's also the second highest combined point total in state history. Climax Scots beat Fulton in 2017, 84-62 for a total of 146 points. Our lowest scoring playoff game in round 1 went into overtime scoreless. In the first OT, East Jordan scored a touchdown and got a 6-0 win over Frankfort, giving East Jordan its first playoff win since 1999. Elsewhere, 3 3-win teams notched first-round wins: Brother Rice, Orchard Lake St. Mary's, and Benzie Central. And 3 4-win teams also won: Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central, Sterling Heights Parkway Christian, and Lansing Catholic. The Cougars knocked off previously unbeaten Durand, one of 3 9-0 teams to lose in round 1. There is one matchup of unbeatens in round 2. 10-0 Tecumseh will tangle with 10-0 Riverview for a district title in Division 4. Game balls this week go to Gladwin Volleyball's Erin Brault. She had 31 kills, 18 digs, and 7 aces in a Jack Pine Conference quad as Gladwin won its first volleyball conference championship since 1978. Rockford Soccer's Brennan Karras, his first goal of the year was a game winner, sending the Rams to the semifinals and keeping their unbeaten record intact. And to Anchor Bay runner Thomas Westfall, he set a new school record in leading Anchor Bay to its first cross-country regional championship since 1999.
Need money for college? You need My Student Aid. My Student Aid is the go-to resource that helps Michigan families find money to pay for college. Plus, they'll guide you through the financial aid process and answer any questions you have. For grants, scholarships, and more, connect with My Student Aid, helping make college affordable for everyone. Learn more at michigan.gov/MIStudentAid.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with the MHSAA's Sam Davis.
A soccer match is about to start. One team is wearing their road white uniforms, the other is wearing their home blues. It's pretty easy to spot the referee in the middle of the field wearing a bright yellow referee jersey. But what if the home team is nicknamed the Yellow Jackets and they're also wearing bright yellow jerseys? Well, soccer officials come prepared. They have a number of different colored jerseys so they can wear something that contrasts with both teams. While yellow is the default color, they can easily change into a distinct uniform if needed, as red, blue, green, and black are also acceptable colors. They may even choose to wear a different color from what the goalkeepers are wearing. The last thing a referee wants to be is mistaken for a player on the field.
Thanks, Sam. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you are interested, go to the MHSAA website now to register. November marks the final month of the 2022 fall sports season. A number of sports have their MHSAA finals in the coming weeks. Boys and girls cross country will run at Michigan International Speedway on November 5th. A live stream will be available on the NFHS network. Boys soccer finals are also on November 5th. You can listen to all 4 matches on the MHSAA radio network or watch them all at MHSAA.tv. The girls' Lower Peninsula swimming and diving finals are November 18th and 19th. Division I is at Oakland University, Division II at Calvin University, and Division III at the Holland Aquatic Center. Action for both Friday and Saturday will be available to watch on MHSAA.tv. Volleyball will wrap up their season and crown champions in Battle Creek on September 19th. The semifinals and finals will be both on the radio network and MHSAA.tv. 8-player football finals from Marquette on November 19th will be on both the radio network and the MHSAA.tv, and then will re-air on Thanksgiving night on Valley Sports Detroit. And then the fall season ends with the 11-player football finals at Ford Field on Valley Sports Detroit and the MHSAA radio network. For matchups, start times, and more, please check out MHSAA.com. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll see you next week.
You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but what about the nose? How do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril around.
Joining us now on the pregame show, the 4th-year head coach for the Comets of Grand Ledge, 8-2 on the season. It's Coach Joe Bry. Coach, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Well, Coach, you beat Brighton 38-3 last Friday night. Maybe not a shock that you won, although a lot of people statewide were surprised. But 38-3, that was an absolute shocker to pretty much everyone. Was that a shock to you?
You know, I think anytime you're in a playoff game, you know, it's surprising if you have a game that is not close, to, no matter who you're playing. Definitely it was the best game that we played all year in terms of offensively and defensively. Combined, I was really proud of the way the kids came out.
Well, led by your quarterback, Sean Foster, who has just been awesome at times this year. I referenced the DeWitt game, and I referenced the East Lansing game where he was just sensational. He was a little bit down by his standards, only, in quotation marks, 188 yards rushing and 3 rushing touchdowns. Oh, yeah, and he also threw a touchdown pass. What has been the difference with him? I know he battled injuries earlier in the season, but he's just been, off the charts in some games this year.
Absolutely. I think you hit it on the head in terms of, he was banged up a little bit earlier on in the season, got back to full strength. We were able to put a good offensive package in for him, and I think he's just getting more and more comfortable. He's never played quarterback at the high school level until this year. So the more games that he's gotten under his belt, the better he's got. And
he's made some big-time throws as well. I referenced the East Lansing game where he threw a touchdown pass and made a nice long pass to Teddy Williams on the first drive of the game. He's getting better as a passer, too. Yeah, absolutely. Once again, with the more experience, he's getting better with his reads and better with his throwing mechanics. He had a big touchdown pass for us against Brighton. It was on a 4th down, actually. So he's coming up big in the clutch moments for us, and our offensive line is doing a nice job of protecting him and blocking up front. Well, it's not just him. Because you talk about your offensive line, 307-12 on the ground. To say that's awesome is an understatement. That's a testament to your offensive line. 100% correct. Absolutely. That's been a thing for us as a focal point for our entire season, going back to the very first practices. We had to get better and more physical up front in the trenches, both offensive line, defensive line, and I thought Friday night against Brighton was a culmination of all those efforts. And let's not forget Mason Stocker. He had a big game against East Lansing in Week 9, which helped you clinch a share of the league championship. 2 more rushing touchdowns as well. And he's also your backup quarterback, and you've needed him this season as backup quarterback, as we talked about with the injuries with Sean Foster. Just another key guy for you. Mason is an incredible leader for us. He's a great kid. He's a gamer. He's a classic gamer in terms of you put him out there, he's going to be a top-notch competitor in whatever situation, whatever position you put him in. I'm just really proud of him and the way that he's been a leader for our team. Joe Bry, the 4th-year head coach for the Comets of Grand Ledge, joining us here on the pregame show. All right, this is the second time you've played Holt this season. They beat you guys 14-6 at Grand Ledge in Week 3. Their defense forced 5 turnovers and blocked a punt. That was all of that was huge in this game. Do you plan on doing anything differently? What do you plan on doing differently to limit those turnovers? Well,
Well, definitely that was the key difference in the game for us from the first time we played them. And so we've really made that a point of emphasis for our players, obviously ball security, and for our quarterbacks making good decisions with the football. Holt's an outstanding defense, and so it's going to be a huge challenge for us. That's been their recipe for success all season, as they've done that pretty much to every team they've played, has forced a lot of turnovers. So obviously that will be the key to the game for us, is who wins that turnover margin.
Yeah, their defense has been outstanding. Only allowed 7 points to Heartland. Only allowed 8 points to Ann Arbor Huron in week number 9, and they only allowed 13 points to an outstanding East Lansing offense. What is it about the Holt defense that's just so good and so difficult to score on?
Well, I think their defense starts with their defensive line. Their defensive line is outstanding. Number 54, Carlos Speed, has got to be one of the better defensive linemen that I've ever coached against. And then they've got a lot of speed at linebacker and defensive back. So I think it starts with them putting pressure on you up front, and then linebacker and defensive back, they have enough speed to, if you throw a ball up for grabs, they're going to come down with it and make that interception, or they're going to track you down and try to strip the ball out for a fumble. So it's going to be really important for us to play fundamentally sound on offense.
And as far as your defense, what are you going to have to do to stop Seneca Moore, Isaiah Foster, Dylan Arnold, Bryce Cornelius, and all those guys?
It's going to be a tall task force. A lot of speed once again on their offensive side of the football. Huge offensive line. I think it's going to be probably one of the biggest offensive lines, if not the biggest, that we'll see. So I think it's going to be very much important for our defensive line and our linebackers to play physical at the line of scrimmage and limit big plays for them.
Joe Bry, the fourth-year head coach for Grand Ledge, joining us here on the pregame show. Coach, do you kids know what is at stake here? Do they understand that? Do they understand, hey, you're playing your arch rival. Yep, they beat you earlier in the season, but this is bigger. This is for a district championship and for the right to go on and play for a regional title next week. Do they understand what's at stake?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Our kids do. Anytime you get in a playoff situation, we were in the playoffs last year, the year before that, it's a win-or-go-home situation. So our guys are ready. They know what the stakes are, and obviously the stakes are just heightened a little bit more having it, a conference opponent.
Joe Bry joining us here on the pregame show. Other than what I've just mentioned about the turnovers, what are one or two keys for a big road win in a district championship in Division I?
Well, I think special teams is going to be key. As you mentioned, the first time we played Holt, they blocked a punt. We did not do a good job. We missed a 2-point conversion in that game. So I think that's going to be an important key for us, as well as tightening up our special teams. And on the flip side, obviously hoping to make a big play, against their special teams as well. So between the turnover margin and special teams, I think when you got two very equally matched opponents, I think that's always the key deciding factor is who comes out on top.
It's going to be a packed house Friday night at Mike Smith Memorial Stadium. Does the community sense it as well? Do you get the feeling?
Oh, we've got a lot of great support. We've had a lot of people reach out to us. Grand Ledge is a great sports town, and I think people have really jumped on board this group of kids and understand that they're doing things the right way. They're winning as a team, playing together as a unit, and I think we'll have a great following on Friday.
He's Joe Bry, the fourth-year head coach for the Comets of Grand Ledge. Coach, thanks so much for coming on. Congratulations on getting this far, and best of luck against Holt on Friday.
Thank you.
And you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage, The Game, 7:30 a.m., WVFN, brought to you by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority and by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt.
The Game, 7:30 a.m. This day in sports history.
November 5th, 2001. For the first time since 1985, two 20-game winners start Game 7 of the World Series as Yankee pitcher Roger Clemens faces Curt Schilling of the Diamondbacks in Arizona. 16 years earlier, Brett Saberhagen of the Royals squared off against Cardinal ace John Tudor in the Fall Classic finale at Kauffman Stadium.
The history of sports, right here on your station. The Game, 7:30 a.m.
Cherry Creek Mortgage Company prides itself on quick and accurate pre-qualifications, common sense underwriting, and superior customer service. We've been servicing the capital area for over a decade. We have the experience, knowledge, and network.
Holt High School, 7-3 on the season. He's Coach Chad Fulk. Coach, thanks so much for coming on. Congratulations on getting this far.
Thanks. It's always nice to talk to you. It means we're doing something good, right?
Well, if you want to look at it that way, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. You are coming off a big win over Heartland last Friday. 14-7. What is it with you guys with all these defensive struggles? First, it's the first Grand Ledge game, 14-6. Then it's East Lansing, where you come from behind and win 16-13. Then it's 14-8 against Ann Arbor Huron in week 9. And then last week, 14-7. What is it?
Well, you say, the old saying is defense wins championships, right? So you got to play good D if you want to keep that dream alive, and we've been lucky enough to be able to do that.
And let's start with the defense. Carlos Speed, an interception. Isaiah Denning's been one of your best defensive players all season long. He had 10 tackles in the victory over Heartland. Talk about those two kids, because they've been two of your standouts. Not the only ones, but two of your standouts.
Yeah, Carlos is a wrecking ball inside. He's a big guy to start, but he's so athletic. I compare him a lot to Malachi Davis, which is maybe not a little unfair to him since, Malachi's a Division I guy playing in Toledo.
Right.
But Carlos is, I think, just as athletic and just as skilled as Malachi, but with a little bit more mass on him. He made a play against East Lansing that really won us the championship in that, we had Bryce fumbles the ball, which is very uncharacteristic of him on offense.
Bryce Cornelius, you're talking about, your running back. Bryce Cornelius, your running back.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's running the ball and has an unlikely fumble, and they start going back the other way, and Carlos is the one who ends up chasing him down through a pack of East Lansing guys and makes the tackle and really saves it. And then, a play later, we get a sack and then another sack, and that sealed it. If he doesn't make that tackle, that game is over and East Lansing wins. Carlos is just phenomenal. He's come up with huge sacks at pretty much every game. And then Denning is really peaking right now at that middle linebacker spot. And I can't, with those two inside, how do you block them both?
As we have seen and as we have tried to convey to the listeners, it's very difficult to do both of them. We're talking with Chad Falk, the 8th-year head coach of the Holt Rams. Offensively, Seneca Moore, 191 yards passing. He did throw 2 touchdowns, both to Dylan Arnold. How about this? Arnold, only 3 catches, but for 119 yards, and he caught both touchdowns in the playoff victory. Talk about those 2 kids before we get to Isaiah Foster.
Yeah, Seneca, I truly believe he had his best game of the season last week. So that's nice to hear that he's, coming into this game off his best performance. It was all the little things he's done, like staying in the pocket, throwing the ball away when he's in trouble so we don't get behind the sticks. And just the ball was coming out of his hands the best that it has all season. So you could see when he was throwing that ball, he was just on. And, Dylan should have had another one early on. The interception that Seneca threw wasn't his fault. It was a perfect pass to Dylan that, kind of surprised Dylan a little bit, went off his hands, and that was the one who got tipped. But he would have caught that on the one and would have walked in. So that would have been another 40 yards added on for Dylan. But, the play right before the half where Dylan catches a check down and just is able to maneuver his way through the whole Heartland defense, really, to take it for the score with 2 seconds to go in the half. It just showed how athletic our guys can be. And once they figure it out, they can really score on any play.
And a tremendous changeup for your offense has been Isaiah Foster. He was very good at quarterback in the East Lansing game when he came in the game in the second half because the offense just wasn't working for whatever reason against East Lansing. You scrapped that and went with Isaiah Foster, and he only threw 1 pass. Unfortunately, it was interception, but you were able to move the ball with him. He's a nice changeup guy, and you use him also in short yardage situations and on goal line situations as well, and it's turned out to be pretty effective.
Yeah, that's something we've done, almost for 30 years now. Coach Smith started it back a long time ago. He would call it a Superman, where it's one of those things where you kind of just say, all right, enough's enough. We're just going to put our 11 toughest guys against your 11 toughest guys and just see what happens and see who's tougher, right? And with a good defense like East Lansing that's so fast side to side and really want you to go side to side, sometimes just running right at them is the key, right? And so it negates that speed, and you just see who's tougher. And you run right at them and see what happens. That worked for us that night with his interception. Maybe not fair to him. It was one of those things where the situation was, it was 4th and long for us, close to just outside the 20. So if he throws it up, we catch it, great. But if not, one of their guys might try to intercept it, which if it happens, great. Then it's as good as a punt. We pin them down inside the 20. Unfortunately, it was Boyd, so he runs it back to just past where the original line of scrimmage was. But it was one of those things where if you don't really want to punt because you're really close, but it's farther enough away that it might be a little trickier, and then we can really pin them down inside their end if we do that. So that was one of those things we did for there, but that just shows how unselfish he is, that a situation like that isn't something that's going to face him.
Your opponents are very familiar. Your arch rivals, the Comets of Grand Ledge, 8-2 on the season. You beat them in week 3, 14-6, 5 turnovers. You forced 5 turnovers and blocked a punt. But this seems to be a different team right now. Sean Foster, their quarterback, has battled injuries early in the season, but he's back, and he's been absolutely fantastic. Last week was kind of a down game for him. 29 carries, 188 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a touchdown pass. And that's been a down game for him because he's been that good this year.
He has, and I'm glad that he's trending downward when we see him. So I'm happy to see that. But yeah, he's had a great year. I can't say enough about it. I mean, it's to put up the numbers he has just been phenomenal. We saw him early on, like you said, but that was so long ago, and they've kind of changed their offense a little bit, that it's not even really the same team. We've played them 3 times in the playoffs before, but usually that's only like a week removed from the last time you played them.
Right.
And this seems like it's been so long ago. It's like a different team, even though it is the same team. They're doing some different things on both sides of the ball that make it feel like it's something new. Now, it's still that rivalry game that already gives it enough feel. It's a district title game, which gives it even more. But the fact that these are the 2 teams that shared for the blue, which is turning out to show itself as a phenomenal conference in the state, to have those 2 go at it for a district championship. I mean, this is something pretty special. I was talking to some people today that reminded us of the old days of Holt Grand Ledge when you had the Smith-O'Keefe battles, and it got me remembering the old guy. And 2 years ago this week, he was when he passed, and my wife and I were talking today about how this season has felt, about how it's felt like he's been there. And so we hope that he's back there watching this game, and I'm sure he will be.
All right, before I let you go, what are 1 or 2 keys? Other than what you've just mentioned, what are 1 or 2 keys for a big home win and advancing to the regional finals?
Well, I mean, obviously, number 1 is you got to stop Foster. You got to try to make somebody else beat us, and so we got to take him out of the game if that's even possible. But we got to try to minimize his impact as much as we can. I think turnovers are always a key, but especially in a rivalry game like this, and in a championship especially, you just can't turn the ball over. But if we get our guys clicking like they can with Seneca throwing the ball as well as he did last week, with Foster and Bryce running the ball for us as well as they have, I think they can put it all together offensively. And if we can play the defense we've been playing, we just keep that up, I think we got a shot.
He's Chad Falk, the 8th-year head coach for the Rams of Holt High School. Coach, thanks so much for coming on. Best of luck against Grand Ledge.
Thank you.
And you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage, the game, 7:30 a.m., WVFN.
The Greater Lansing Sports Authority wants to help you with your next athletic tournament or event. Since 2007, they've worked to make Greater Lansing a premier host city. Drawing
Lansing State Journal, he is Brian Calloway. Brian, the thing that stuck out to me after last week's results were the amount of teams that are still alive. We got 13 teams still alive after week number 1, where I thought maybe as few as half of that, or even maybe fewer than that, were going to be alive for round 2. Are you surprised that there's so many teams still left?
Yeah, I mean, there is a pretty decent amount of teams that are still left, and we had a lot of teams, pull off some big wins on the road as well too. As lower seeds as well too. So I just think kind of an impressive weekend, just kind of based on what some of our teams were able to do. I'm looking at specifically what Lansing Catholic and Grand Ledge. Those results definitely were the ones that kind of stood out to me.
All right, we'll start with Division I, and since you mentioned Grand Ledge, we'll start with them. Stunning 38-3 victory over Brighton. Brighton had only lost one game to the number 1 team in the state, Belleville, in week number 9, and yet Grand Ledge laid waste to them, 38-3. Sean Foster, a ho-hum game for him, 188 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns, and also a touchdown pass. That's kind of ho-hum, or even the way he's been going, below average for him.
It is, but I mean, definitely a big performance against a team like Brighton, as you said. Only loss they had was to the number 1 ranked team in the state, Belleville, in the season, and then they just have the performance that they did last week. And I actually picked Grand Ledge to win that game, just based on Sean Foster and just feeling that when you have someone like him, he's been hard to stop for teams really since the middle stages of the season here, and has been dominant. And I just thought that he might be able to do some things, and that's what turned out happening.
Another great defensive struggle comes out Holt's way. They beat Heartland 14-7 at home. Seneca Moore, one of his best games of the season, 191 yards passing and 2 big touchdowns.
Yeah, he's had a tough season. I mean, that offense really hasn't been that sharp for Holt this year, and they've gone to Isaiah Foster at times just to switch things up at quarterback and just to get a little bit of a spark. But that was definitely a good performance for him. And, they're going to need something like that as well, too, this coming week to play a team like Grand Ledge.
We'll get to that in the next segment. Division II, man, East Lansing's had such trouble defensively in some games this season, and yet they go to Battle Creek Central, a 7-2 team, and shut them out 24-0. I can't figure out East Lansing. Can you?
That was a good bounce back for East Lansing, but, they're a team that has all the talent in the world with some of the pieces that they have. When you look at the likes of Evan Boyd and Dorian Jackson and Kanye Jackson and just Jace Clarizio. There's so much talent on that team, you figured that they would, eventually, get a performance like this. And, they were a team that was in control of the CAAC Blue all season until the final weeks of the season when they let the championship slip away. But this was a good bounce back for them to be able to rebound from those 2 losses to end the regular season and to pick up a win over a very strong Battle Creek Central team to have a chance to play for a district title now.
Brian Calloway, prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal, joining us. Moving on to Division III, Mason won easily 49-12. That really wasn't a surprise to me. DeWitt won pretty easily 50-20 over Cadillac. And unfortunately, Hazlitt's season came to an end. They lost at Linden 35-14. Just your thumbnail sketch on those 3 games.
DeWitt, more Mason, no surprise. I thought Hazlitt would be able to maybe do something against Linden, so I was a little surprised that they went down. But, Mason and DeWitt, they're teams I think that, could make some noise this weekend as well, too. And, I was not surprised to see what they did.
Moving on to Division IV, man, Charlotte, a lot of people picked the defending state champion Chelsea to beat Charlotte in that game. But a great win for Charlotte, winning at home over the defending state champs, 27-15. Mike Sparks might be the coach of the year in the area.
Yeah, it was the first playoff win for that program since 2004 as well, too. So that was definitely big for Charlotte to be able to pick up a win like that.
Into Division V, Portland and Olivet. This was a tight one, and Portland had to make a goal line stand to keep Olivet from moving on to round 2, 21-14. I was surprised by the score, but I think Portland's really dangerous going forward.
Portland is dangerous, and Olivet has always played them tough. You look at last year when they played in district final as well too. It was a tight game as well, too, just a touchdown game. And I think it's just a fun preview of what the CAAC White will look like next year when Olivet joins the mix. And, you look at Olivet, if you kind of look at their playoff history, they've had some tough setbacks in recent years, the teams from the CAAC White. When you look at some of the close losses they've had to Lansing Catholic in the past, and now, back-to-back years being eliminated by Portland in tight fashion as well, too. So, but, Portland is definitely a team that has looked impressive and has a very strong resume as well, too.
Also in Division 5, tough loss for Williamston, losing at Corunna 34-27. Alex Petersburg had a terrific season, but losing a tight one on the road, and that sets up Portland and Corunna this week.
It does, and Corunna, we talk about Alex Petersburg, but Corunna's got its very strong dual threat quarterback that's very comparable to Alex Petersburg and Wyatt Bauer, and he's had a pretty big season for them, and he was one of the key pieces for them and helping them to win that game over Williamston last week.
On into Division 6, Ovid Elsie won a tight one at perennial power Almont, 21-14. Ovid Elsie's got some great wins this season. And, man, how about Lansing Catholic? 4-5 on the season, barely made it into the playoffs, and yet they go on the road and knock off Durand on the road, 28-21. That was a stunning score for me because I thought Durand would win and win easily.
Starting with Ovid Elsie, I mean, they've won a couple of tight games, in the last few weeks. If you look at knocking off Corunna the last week of the regular season, they had a tight win over New Lothrop as well, too. So, like you said, I mean, this is kind of the nice resume that they built. So, being able to beat Almont was definitely big. And then you mentioned Lansing Catholic. What they were able to do, Durand was unbeaten, number 4 in Division 6 as well, too, and they just went on the road and got a late touchdown in the opening half to tie the game, and then got the lone score the second half to be able to pull off that win as well, too. And, sometimes, that playoff experience is beneficial, and, obviously with what they've done, too, going to Jack Jacobs at quarterback has definitely helped them to put some things together here late in the season.
Into Division 7, really no surprise here. PW knocking off Bath at home 47-12, and Ithaca taking care of Lake City 48-14. Wasn't surprised by either of those, were you?
No, not at all. And obviously, PW and Bath had just played 2 weeks prior, and it was PW won pretty easily there, so I wasn't surprised to see them follow that up with another victory there.
On into Division 8, Fowler keeps their great season going, taking out a very good Carson City Crystal team 35-7. Not surprised that Fowler won, but I thought that'd be a heck of a lot closer.
I didn't think so. I thought that, obviously Fowler beat them pretty handily to open the season as well, so I thought it was going to be something similar again. And, tough ending for Carson City Crystal, which had both its lone 2 losses of the season were at the hands to Fowler.
And on into 8-player football, tough loss for Fulton. They kept it close with an excellent Breckenridge team, but lost 36-32. And I found out after the Morris Peck game that Peck was without their head coach and their starting quarterback due to COVID-19. So knowing that, I guess I wasn't surprised that Morris won 62-6, because when I saw the score originally, I'm like, whoa, that's a shock. But then I found out, their coach and their quarterback was out.
Yeah, it's tough for Peck to be in that situation. And, you talked about Fulton as well, too. A tough inning for them. I mean, you look at the 2 of their 3 losses were by, I believe both of them were by 4 points to Breckenridge. But, a very strong bounce-back season for them. And you talk about good coaching jobs, what Steve Clements was able to do out there with that Fulton program, to get them to have the season that they did with 7 wins, which was their highest win total in at least 5 or 6 years. I mean, that's a big deal for them. And they were also only a second-year 8-player football program as well.
Brian Calloway, Prep Sports Editor of the Lansing State Journal. We got one more segment with him as we preview the Week 2 matchups of the playoffs. You're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage, the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
The Greater Lansing Sports Authority wants to help you with your next athletic tournament or event. Since 2007, they've worked to make Greater Lansing a premier host city.
One game, Grand Ledge at Holt. We'll save that for the end because that's the game you're going to hear here in a few minutes on the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN. So we'll start with Division 2. East Lansing 7-3 against Portage Northern 7-3. I took East Lansing in this one because of the home field advantage, and East Lansing's got to be on an upper after that big shutout win over Battle Creek Central on the road last Friday.
No, I also went with East Lansing as well, too, and, Portage Northern is part of that same league as Battle Creek Central, and, one of their losses was to Battle Creek Central earlier this year as well, too. So I also went with East Lansing in this one.
They could win that one very, very easily. In Division 3, we got a couple of games. DeWitt at Mount Pleasant. It's going to be very difficult for DeWitt to beat Mount Pleasant on the road. The Oilers are very, very good every single year. I took the Oilers in this one, but you know what? Pick against DeWitt at your own risk, and I guess I'm taking a risk, but I just don't see it. What do you think?
I actually went with DeWitt in this matchup. With the schedule that they played, I mean, they're prepared for, challenges like this. They're a battle-tested team. They've, tested themselves against Detroit Catholic Central. And then obviously they've, some of the other non-conference tests that they've had as well, too. So I just went with DeWitt to go on the road and pick up a win. And obviously this is a rematch of last year's district championship game as well, too, that, DeWitt won by 24. But I think they had pulled away in the fourth quarter to win that game. But, I think DeWitt will be able to pull off the win here.
Mason hosting Jackson. Mason, the only undefeated team in the Lansing area. I think it's going to stay that way. I think they take out Jackson, who's improved this year, but I think Mason's just got too much everywhere.
Yeah, Mason obviously beat them 35-6 in Week 8 as well, too. I think that, Mason does get the win here, and I think if they get a win, they'll have 11 wins, which would be a school record for them as well.
Oh, right. Yeah, would tie the school record from last year. Under Division 4, Charlotte at Hastings. I think this is going to be a really, really tight game. I know the Saxons of Hastings are really, really good, but and I actually took them in a tight one. I wrestled with this one, but I think the home field might be they always say the home field's worth a field goal. I think Hastings might win by a field goal, but I would not be shocked if Charlotte would win coming up.
I went with Charlotte in this matchup. I know Hastings beat them pretty handily last year in a playoff opener. But, I think the Charlotte team has shown some things this year with some of the wins that they've been able to get. I mean, you look at, going on the road to knock off Flint Hamady late in the season. Obviously, last week was a big win for them, too, knocking off Chelsea, which, may not have had a great record, but they were still defending state champions and still played a pretty tough schedule as well, too. So I went with Charlotte in this one.
We'll see if that happens. Into Division 5, Portland hosting Corunna. I think this is going to be another tight game. Of course, I thought Portland and Olivet wouldn't be tight, but it was. I think Portland wins this one as well, and I think they're going to move on. I think Portland is really, really scary in Division 5.
I think Portland, wins this game and moves on. I think, they'll be tested once again. But, they've seemed to find a way to emerge from all the tests and, I have a big test. If, Portland wins, I mean, obviously a big test looms when you got, Power, Grand Rapids, Catholic Central looming and likely looming in the next round as well, too. But I like Portland in this one.
On into Division 6, we're speaking with Brian Calloway, prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal. The other matchup that had two local teams, Lansing Catholic 5-5 at Ovid Elsie 8-2. I took Ovid Elsie in this one. They've got great wins this season. I know Lansing Catholic has played a lot better since Coach Jim Baker made Jack Jacobs the quarterback, but I think Ovid Elsie has too much right now. I'm taking the Marauders. How do you see it?
No, I went in the other direction. I just think that Lansing Catholic has figured some things out. They played well the last 3 weeks. I think getting that win over Durand on the road was pretty big, for them as well, too, and a nice little shot in the arm. So I went with Lansing Catholic being able to, get the win. And it's also been a while since Ovid Elsie has won a district title. I think maybe 2009 or something like that might be the last time that they've won a district championship or something like that.
Into Division 7, Ithaca hosting Ravenna. Ravenna's a perennial power, but again, so is Ithaca. I took Ithaca in this one. How do you see it? They play Saturday.
Yeah, I like Ithaca in this one as well, too. I mean, they're a team that is on a nice little win streak right now and has played well, so I've got them.
PW at New Lothrop. New Lothrop lost to Ovid Elsie early in the season. These two teams, PW and New Lothrop, have played in the playoffs multiple times. PW has beaten them in the playoffs. New Lothrop has beaten them in the playoffs previously. I got New Lothrop in a tight one. How do you see this one?
No, I like New Lothrop, in this one as well, too. I mean, this is the fifth meeting, I believe, between these teams since 2017 in the playoffs. Pilbama Westphalia has had the upper hand and won 3 of the previous 4 matchups, but I think New Lothrop gets this one done.
Into Division 8, Fowler at Beale City. 2 more perennial powers. Fowler's had a great season. Beale City, though, is good every single year. They're undefeated at 10-0. I took Beale City in this one. Either way, great season for Fowler, winning the league title, sharing the league title, and beating Pewamo Westphalia, which is absolutely huge for them.
No, those things are definitely huge for them, and I also went in Beale City's direction as well, too, in this one. Beale City ranked number 2 in the state. Fowler's ranked number 5. Beale City has been very stingy defensively as well, too. I think 6 of their 10 opponents have been held to 6 points or less as well, too. So I went with Beale City.
And the other game that is going to be on Saturday, Morris at Augrey Sims. Morris 8-2, Augrey 9-1. I took Augrey playing at home, but, man, the way Morris can score, who the heck knows?
I went with Morris in this one as well, too. Obviously, got the impressive win over Peck last week to open the playoffs, and now they have another top 10 opponent in Augrey Sims, and I just went with Morris.
Went with Morris. Okay, we'll see what happens. And finally, the game you're going to hear in a few minutes, Grand Ledge at Holt. This is a rematch from week number 3. Holt won that one 14-6, forcing 5 turnovers and blocking a punt. That was the game that Mason Stocker started. Sean Foster didn't replace him until the second half. Sean Foster battled injuries early in the season, but he's been absolutely fantastic. Grand Ledge's offense against Holt's outstanding defense. I think Grand Ledge is going to win this one in the rematch and advance. How do you see this one in a battle of Division I Titans?
No, I also worked with Grand Ledge in this one, and a lot of it was to do with the Sean Foster factor. I just think that Grand Ledge offensively is in a much better spot than they were during that Week 3 contest when they played. And I know Holt has been very strong defensively, so, I wouldn't be surprised if, they were able to slow, Grand Ledge down based on what they've been able to do all season. But I just think, Sean Foster, just the way that he's played over the back half of the season with some of the performances that he's delivered, I just think he's got something else up his sleeve and will do some more damage this week. So I got Grand Ledge.
Yeah, if Grand Ledge scores a bunch of points, Holt seems to benefit from lower scoring games. If Grand Ledge can get a couple of touchdowns or even 3 touchdowns, that might be enough to win the game. We'll see. Brian Calloway, Prep Sports Editor of the Lansing State Journal. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
Hey, sounds good, Brock. Thanks for having me as always.
And you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage, the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Cherry Creek Mortgage Company prides itself on quick and accurate pre-qualifications, common sense underwriting, and superior customer service. We've been servicing the capital area for over a decade. We have the experience, knowledge, and network.
And a pleasant good evening. Welcome to Mike Smith Memorial Stadium on the campus of Holt High School for this Division I District Championship game between CAAC Blue rivals, the CAAC Blue co-champs this year, the Rams of Holt at 7-3, hosting the Comets of Grand Ledge at 8-2. Good evening, I'm Brock Palmbush. Alongside me is Eric Doc Love. And, Doc, when we saw the results of what happened last week and saw that these two teams were going to play each other for a second time this season, this was almost automatic that we were going to be here tonight.
Absolutely. The first time we saw these two teams was back on September 9th. That was a win for the Rams, and that one 14-6 over the Grand Ledge Comets, and helped vault them. That was their first win of the season for the Rams. They had started the season 0-2, got their first win against Grand Ledge, and they've been playing very well ever since, actually. Brock only have lost one game since then, so going 7-1 in their last 8 ball games, and relying on their defense, hanging their helmets on the defense, have been the Holt Rams these last 8 ball games.
They really have. The Holt Rams beat Heartland last Friday night, 14-7 here. Just another tremendous defensive performance. But Seneca Moore had his best game in several weeks. 191 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, both to wide receiver Dylan Arnold. Arnold, only 3 catches, but 2 of them for touchdowns on 119 yards.
Well, that's efficiency right there. Yeah, Seneca Moore have been kind of taking a little bit of a back seat in this offense. They've been relying on the run game a little bit more, but he stepped up, played well when they needed him most. And you mentioned only giving up 7 points to Heartland. That is now this season for the Rams. They have held their opponents to 8 points or less 6 of their 10 ball games. So they give up some points to DeWitt earlier on this year, and other than that, they've really been kind of clamping down. They gave up 8 to Ann Arbor Huron the last week of the regular season, and then they gave up 13 in their win against East Lansing to help clinch a part of the CAAC Blue title. And Coach Chad Folk and the Rams defense, and then try and run some point, run the ball and get a little bit of points out of there. Kind of similar to the Grand Ledge Comets, Brock. A lot of offense, but it's all the run game for the most part.
And their star quarterback, Sean Foster's been sensational this year. He had a subpar game by his standards recently. Only 188 yards rushing, 29 carries for 3 touchdowns, and he also threw a touchdown pass. I say only because he's had 2 tremendous games this season against DeWitt and then East Lansing in Week 9.
Absolutely. They upset a major player in Division I, Brighton, last week at Brighton, 38-3.
Yep.
Surprised that a lot of people did not expect. And that one, Brighton only lost 1 game all year, and that was to defending state champs from Division I last year. So
that would be Belleville, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Coach Joe Bry's squad been playing very well. Besides the one loss to Holt, I mean, they beat East Lansing, they beat Brighton, and been playing very well. 3 consecutive playoff appearances for the Comets, but it is a lot of the Grand Valley commit Grand Valley State commit, Sean Foster, does a lot of the work for the Comets, and he wasn't healthy the first time these two teams played.
No.
Back in September. He was kind of about 50-50. We didn't even think he was going to play in that ball game.
And he did play in the second half. By the way, Mason Stocker, 20 carries, 105 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 307 yards on the ground to 12 for Brighton.
That's surprising. The defense for the Grand Ledge Comets has stepped up and played a lot better. They gave up 30 points to East Lansing at East Lansing a couple of weeks ago, but for the most part, their defense has been very good too. It just the Sean Foster game has kind of overshadowed them so far.
The broadcast of tonight's game is brought to you by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt, serving homebuyers throughout the mid-Michigan area. Give them a call at 517-580-5050 and ask about any kind of home loan and or mortgage. And by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority, Mike Price, Megan Zemer, and their great staff at lansingsports.org, bringing national events to your mid-Michigan area. Quick, other games we're going to be monitoring tonight.
Division II, Portage Northern at East Lansing. Division III, DeWitt playing at Mount Pleasant. Also in Division III, Jackson playing at undefeated Mason in that one. Division IV, Charlotte goes on the road. They're playing Hastings, a couple of 9-1 squads.
Yep.
In that one, Division V, Portland gets a home win or home game against Corunna. One of the upstanding teams in the area, too. In
Should be a tight one. Corunna beat Williamston last week.
How about this one? Division VI, Lansing Catholic at 5-5, getting a win last week. They go to at Ovid Elsie, who's had a tremendous season so far.
Some big-time wins for them this year.
Tomorrow, Ravenna plays at Ithaca. Ithaca 9-1 on the season. Also, that's in Division 7. In Division 7, PW at New Lothrop. They've had plenty of ball games in the past couple of seasons in the districts that have been battles every single time.
Indeed. And in Division 8, Fowler is at Beale City. Going to be a tough one for the Eagles. And then in 8-man football, Morris is at All Gray Sims. That is tomorrow. We'll take a timeout and come back. It's Grand Ledge at Holt here on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Stout. This is commentary. Another college basketball season is at hand. Tom Izzo is among a lot of coaches who believes that early November is way too early to start the season, but that's the trend. And not only that, you can make the argument Michigan State's toughest games may well be in the month of November, more so than December, January, or February. Is their non-conference slate tougher than the Big Ten slate that Michigan State is going to play? Well, they're not going to have 10 road games like they do in the Big Ten, but nonetheless, Michigan State with a thin roster of only 10 lettermen and one of them already injured hoping to come back is going to have to hope that a depth holds out and those injuries are held to a minimum to have the kind of season Tom Izzo hopes to have. What kind of season will that be? The Spartans are picked fourth in the Big Ten. Whether they go above that or not, who knows? They're going for a 26th consecutive NCAA tournament appearance. Stay tuned. That's commentary today. I'm Tim Stout.
Welcome to Be the Referee with the MHSAA's Sam Davis.
A soccer match is about to start. One team is wearing their road white uniforms, the other is wearing their home blues. It's pretty easy to spot the referee in the middle of the field wearing a bright yellow referee jersey. But what if the home team is nicknamed the Yellow Jackets and they're also wearing bright yellow jerseys? Well, soccer officials come prepared. They have a number of different colored jerseys, so they can wear something that contrasts with both teams. While yellow is the default color, they can easily change into a distinct uniform if needed, as red, blue, green, and black are also acceptable colors. They may even choose to wear a different color from what the goalkeepers are wearing. The last thing a referee wants to be is mistaken for a player on the field.
Thanks, Sam. You can be a referee. Go online now to register at MHSAA.com. Be the Referee is a production of the MHSAA Network.
The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN. East Lansing
Looks to use his speed. Touchdown!
A Town Square media station. Woo! Lansing's only sports station.
Brock Palmbush, Eric Doc Love back here at Mike Smith Memorial Stadium at Holt High School. It's Grand Ledge at Holt. Winner moves on to the regional championship next week against Rockford or Caledonia, and those two teams are playing tonight, two of the best teams in the state.
You're talking about Division I, so these are big schools and
big schools. Oh, yeah.
Big-time games.
We'll do our best to keep you updated throughout all of mid-Michigan. The thing that surprised me, and I mentioned it in the pregame show, Doc, the amount of teams that made it to round two.
Yep.
13 area teams made it. That was a surprise, not only to me, but a lot of other people.
I mean, there were some upsets last week. Lansing Catholic making it in and then getting a win last week on the road. There were a couple other games like that you didn't really, Guam Westphalia, as vaunted as they've been in previous years, had a down year this year, still won, got into the next round.
Yep. Grand Ledge won the toss, and they elected to receive. Wind will be a factor tonight. It is blowing 15 miles an hour, almost directly south to north. Now that's into the wind right now where Holt is. Holt's going from left to right across your radio. It's blowing right in their face as they kick off right now. Hayden, is that Hayden Dorr, number 88?
Yes,
I believe
it
is. Yeah,
yep.
Hayden Dorr. The ball blew off the tee, so they're going to try to kick it again.
Back for Grand Ledge Comets, number 40, a sophomore, Zechariah Jones.
All right, here we go. Here's the kick. Oh, it's a onside kick, which Grand Ledge is going to recover at their own 45-yard line. Number 33, Teddy Williams, recovered it, trying to catch Grand Ledge napping, and they almost did, but you know what? Teddy Williams stayed home, and he picked it up at his own 45-yard line.
He's a starting wide receiver. I wonder if he was part of the hands team for the most part. I know maybe they were expecting a little bit.
So Grand Ledge has great field position, literally 1 second into this game, and Sean Foster is in the shotgun formation. Mason Stocker is next to him, 3 wide receivers, 2 left, 1 to the right. He's going to take it himself, and he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Blitz up the middle. It's number 6, Brock.
That's J.J. Moore, and he saw that.
Right through the middle.
And tackled him for a 4-yard loss back to the 41-yard line. Grand Ledge going, hurry up. Foster in the gun. Fake handoff to Stocker. He's going to run right side. May get back. Well, he's not going to get back to the original line of scrimmage up to the 42, and he's taken down there by number 2, Isaiah Foster.
That was a broken play, actually. He got to the mesh point with Mason Stocker next to him, and he was going to hand the ball off to Stocker and couldn't get it to him. Had to pull it back himself and take off.
11-12 to go, first quarter. Ball at the 42-yard line. It's 3rd and 15, 3rd and 13.
Yeah, they gave him 1 yard on that, actually. So he actually got just a little bit on that broken play to the right side.
Foster dropping to throw. Feeling the pressure, throwing over the middle. Caught, first down, into Holt territory. Is that Andrew Kennishney?
34.
34, Andrew Kennishney. He caught it right about the first down marker, takes it inside the 40, down to the 39-yard line. Big first down on 3rd and 13.
First down, Grand Ledge. That's Ram 39.
Ran right down the seam, had a defender, kind of moved him away from him, not pushed off, but moved away, made the space, caught it.
Foster dropping to throw. Throwing deep down the right side. It's overthrown over everybody. Incomplete. Number 6, J.J. Moore was out there defending.
They were looking for the matchup down there on the sideline, hoping maybe a little bit of a jump ball situation. He threw to Konechny again on that far right side.
Yeah, couldn't quite tell. Grand Ledge in their road white uniforms with blue numerals and the blue helmets with the yellow GL. Holt in their home brown uniforms with gold trim and the gold helmets with the brown ram horns. Foster dropping to throw. Screen pass over the middle. Caught. 40, 35, down to Teddy Williams. 30, 29-yard line. He's close to a first down. He may have it.
They needed to get to 29, Brock, and I think he just got to it. Nice little slip screen for the tight end in the middle. The lineman kind of let the guys rush towards Sean Foster. He drops back as long as he can and dumps it off to the tight end. I think they're going to ask for a measurement.
Yes, they are. It's very close. 10:27 to go, first quarter, first drive of the game. And this is close enough for a measurement, Doc.
It is 10 yards, but we don't know if it's enough for a first down. So I think the sideline asked for a measurement, and they'll bring the chains off from the opposite side. The chains are on the Grand Ledge side of the field.
Here comes the chain gang.
A little more passing earlier on than we expected from Grand Ledge. Sean Foster is fairly accurate. He was coming into this ballgame 34 for 63, but they don't throw the ball as often. But, I mean, in that third down situation, they had to, and then they throw a screen right there.
First down by the length of the ball, a little bit more than that.
Yep.
First and 10 from the Holt 29.
It's one of those situations where it's like, oh, they had it by quite a bit. But, you know, you'd rather them measure and get it right and make sure and take that time, Brock, than just kind of guess, right? And assume that they're going to get a first down.
First and 10 from the Holt 29. Clock is running. Foster in the gun, Stocker next to him. He's going to run it himself over the right side, and he gets 2 down to the 27. He's taken down there. Isaiah Foster, number 2.
And Connor Crapo, number 70, a senior defensive lineman. He was also there to help out.
Number 13, David Venn, was there as well. Gain of 2. Second and 8 from the 27-yard line.
That's more of the traditional Grand Ledge offense there with Foster at quarterback is get the snap, run right or run left. And you usually have somebody pulling out there in front of him. Stocker might even lead block for him, too.
9:49 to go, first quarter, first drive of the game. Grand Ledge and Holt scoreless. Foster takes a snap, runs right again, around right side. He's inside the 25, down to the 20, leans forward, and we got a flag on the play.
Yeah, a little laundry on that one. Teddy Williams, the tight end, came in motion from left to right. They started moving that direction. The Rams try to get over there in time, but for Grand Ledge, it's really kind of, we're going to go this way, we want to push you out of the way, and we're going to get some yards out of it. But this one might be coming back.
Could be a hold. Could be illegal motion, like he said. Holding
yep.
On Grand Ledge.
It was thrown in that area. It was right near the line of scrimmage at one of the linemen. It's going to be declined, actually? He said it was declined.
And now they're moving it back.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. That was odd. He said no. Oh, okay. There was offsetting
penalty. Okay.
He didn't make the motion, so I didn't see it.
No.
He just said there was holding on Grand Ledge.
Yeah.
There was an equipment infraction
on
the Rams.
Okay.
So we'll replay second down.
We'll replay second down. A break for Grand Ledge.
Yes.
Foster. Inside handoff. That's Stocker. He's down to the 25, and he's taken down there. Not much there, but just found a little bit of a crack there. Number 13, David Venn, was there. And it's going to be a third and long. Third and 6 from the 25. 9:07, 9:06 to go first quarter. We are scoreless, first drive of the game.
A little counterplay to Mason Stocker. The power was on the right side, and they counter back to the left on the weak side, but Rams pursued well enough to only keep it to 2.
Wing back on the left, wide receiver left, 2 wide receivers to the right. Foster in the gun. He's going to throw a flanker screen, and it's incomplete.
Nope.
And it's going to be fourth down.
He's trying to lead his wide receiver out there, number 5, Noah McCartney, the junior slot back. He had one blocker out in front of him. That was Konechny, Brock. But the pass was low, and you're trying to lead a receiver at that point, but he was leading him too far, and he let him into the ground.
Too far for a field goal. It'd be 42 yards here.
Yep.
But you don't want to punt here. So you're basically forced to go for it here.
A Christian Legal for Grand Ledge, his long of the year is 35.
Foster in the gun. Throws over the middle. It's caught. First down. Down to the 14-yard line.
Slant pattern.
Slant pattern to number 22, Preston Bonet. The slot receiver on a slant pattern or a post pattern. Needed 6 and got 11. Down to the 14-yard line. First and 10, Grand Ledge.
But Dylan Arnold made the stop, but just couldn't quite get there in time. That pass happened so quickly.
Foster in the gun again. He's going to run it left. He's got some room inside the 15, inside the 10, down to the 7-8-yard line. It's going to be second and short. Number 54, Carlos Speed on the tackle.
And the good patience of the running from Sean Foster to try and wait and let a play happen. Then he broke a couple of tackles, spun away from one, and picked up 2 more yards out of it.
Under 8 minutes to go, first quarter. First drive of the game. We're still scoreless. Foster in the gun. Gets a nice block from Stocker, but great penetration by Holt. Takes him down behind the line of scrimmage. That's number 13, David Venn again. Taking him down. Number 6, J.J. Moore was there as well, and it's a loss of 2 back to the 10-yard line.
It's one of the few things that teams have been able to do against this Grand Ledge offense in the last, better half of this season is losses for runs. Every time it seems like Mason Stocker or Sean Foster are picking up positive yards every time they carry the ball.
Third down, and they say 7. It's really closer to 6. The ball is at the 10-yard line. They are in field goal range here, and they are downwind. Rolling right is Foster. Looking to throw. Now he throws it, and it's intercepted in the end zone.
Number 6.
That's J.J. Moore with the interception. And a drive for Grand Ledge is stopped in the end zone. I think he tried to find Teddy Williams in the end zone. Ball was underthrown. J.J. Moore was underneath Williams, and he was able to intercept it in the end zone, landed on the ground, and it's 1st and 10, Holt at their own 20.
Yeah, Foster was waiting as long as he could, trying to roll out, trying to bide some time, hoping somebody was going to get open. There was good zone coverage back there for the Rams, and this is what Holt does, Brock. They give us some yards, but they don't let you score. They generally turn the ball away.
Seneca Moore, the quarterback. Bryce Cornelius, the running back. The handoff is to Cornelius. Over the 20 to the 25. He falls forward to the 27, taken down there. Number 78, Justin Stoll on the tackle. You may have to help me out with Grand Ledge's roster because you got a more current one than I do.
Nice run by Cornelius. The play was meant to go right, and he kind of picked his way back a little bit against the grain to get a few more yards to make it a 7-yarder.
2nd and 3, Seneca Moore in the pistol. Power set behind him, inverted wishbone all around him. They're going to hand off to Cornelius, who's the deep back. Gets to the 28, the 29, pushed back. It's going to be 3rd and short.
Kind of got clogged up after picking up 2 yards, looks like, Brock.
Number 22 for Grand Ledge, Preston Bonet on the tackle. It's going to be 3rd and 1. 6:06 to go first quarter. We are scoreless. This is Holt's first drive of the game. 3rd and 1 from the 29.
And Bonet came up from his safety position to make that stop.
Shotgun formation again for Seneca Moore.
Extra lineman in the game for Holt.
Absolutely. 2 wings, man in motion. Here comes Moore. He's going to take it himself. He's got the first down. He gets to the 33-yard line, first down. Taken down there by Andrew Kenishny, but not before a Holt first down. He needed one. He got the 32-yard line, 5:38 and counting first quarter.
That's a little bit of a wrinkle we haven't seen too much of. Now, we've seen Holt a couple of times this year. Seneca Moore not really the running quarterback anymore. Drops back or just kind of game manager back there, but it worked out well that time.
Moore, man in motion. He's in the shotgun. He's going to take it himself.
It's Foster
right side.
This time.
Oh, it is Foster this time. Over the 35 to the 40. He gets 7. He's taken down there by number 72, Logan Costello.
So they've switched things up. Isaiah Foster, this is what they did in the East Lansing game to kind of turn things around. Turn the tide. East Lansing was slowing down their offense. They couldn't get anything going, and then all of a sudden, here comes Isaiah Foster to run the Wildcat. Or the Ram, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
The old school Wildcat.
Is that Moore back in there?
Nope, it's Foster again.
It is Foster again. Cornelius next to him in the gun. He's going to run right side. Now he cuts up the middle. He's got a first down over the 45 to the 48-yard line, taken down there, but not before another Holt first down. McCartney and Patton in on the tackle. Noah McCartney and Jamison Patton.
Actually got all the way to the 49, Brock.
Gets a good mark to the 49, and it's going to be 1st and 10.
Got 7 on that last carry, then picked up 9 on this previous one. So they switch things up. They go Isaiah Foster for a few times. Now Seneca Moore returns in at quarterback. Am I right? Nope, that's Foster again.
That's Foster again. Double wing formation, one on the left, one on the right. Extra lineman. He's going to run right again. Into Grand Ledge territory to the 48 and not much further. 22, Preston Bonet was the first one there, joined by a host of Comets. Just like the PA announcer said, a host of Comets. Gain of 2 to the Grand Ledge 49. 2nd down and 8, 3:54 to go first quarter.
Yeah, only 2 yards in that one. Foster ran right, but everybody for Holt was going left. All the blocking, even guys that pulled over to the left. I don't know if it was a broken play or he mishandled the snap or something, but it didn't look like it was supposed to go that direction.
2nd and 8. Foster in the gun. Power set to the right. 2 wingbacks to the right and an extra tight end in there as well. He's going to run right again. To the 45. He's close to a first down. He's got a first down, I think. Gets down close to the 40-yard line. I think he's got a first down.
Right on the 40. Talk about power run games, Brock. Holy cow.
Preston Bonet took him down, but not before another Holt first down. 3:22 to go, first quarter.
Jim Harbaugh would have a field day with this kind of offense, Brock. Throw a couple extra tight ends out there, bring a lineman, run. It's old school offense.
And it's working for Holt so far. We got a long way to go. 3:07 to go. Same formation. 2 wingbacks on the right. They're going to run right again. Nearly a fumbled snap. He gets the snap, and he's going to fall forward and get 6 yards anyway. Taken down by number 78, Justin Stoll. He bobbled the snap. Nearly fumbled it.
He gets 5 yards out of that one.
They say he got 5 to the 35. Actually, he really got more like 6.
Yeah, the ball was off to his hip, on his left hip, and actually it kind of bobbled it a little bit and able to haul it in. It actually slowed down the Comets a little bit. Foster now out. Seneca Moore returns at quarterback.
2nd and 4 from the 34. They say he got 6.
It is 6, okay.
Which is pretty good considering he almost fumbled the snap.
Yeah.
Moore in the gun. 2:17, 2:16 to go first quarter. We're scoreless. Gets the snap from center. Now he's going to take it himself, going left side. Not much there. He's close to a first down. I don't think he's got it. Gain of 1, maybe 2.
I think he got to the 32, so I'm going to get 2 yards out of that in the design quarterback draw. Oh, let's say 1. All right, every time I write down one number, it's something else. So
here comes Isaiah Foster in the game. 1:44 and counting. 3rd down and 2. Scoreboard says 3, but it's closer to 2. Let's say a short 3.
Foster back in. Couple extra tight ends.
2 wingbacks on the right. Takes the snap. Fake handoff to Cornelius. It's fumbled. Picked up by Grand Ledge. Andrew Konechny. This is going to be a scoop and score. A stunning play. Andrew Konechny picks up the fumbled snap and takes it 57 yards for a Grand Ledge touchdown. Wow.
Well, it's a dangerous play when you have those read options where the quarterback has it and he puts the ball into the gut of Cornelius and then tries to pull it away, and the ball goes flying backwards about 8 yards, and Konechny's right there to scoop it up and score. And what looked like a promising drive for Holt is turned away by the Grand Ledge D. Not necessarily they didn't cause it, but they still got it.
Christian Legal, left-footed kicker, on to kick the extra point. Here's the snap. Low snap, picked up nicely. Low kick. It's up, and it's through. And good. And so, with 1:15 to go in quarter number 1, Grand Ledge 7, Holt nothing. A 30-second break, and we're back. On the game, 7:30 a.m., WVFN, brought to you by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt and by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority.
The Greater Lansing Sports Authority wants to help you with your next athletic tournament or event. Since 2007, they've worked to make Greater Lansing a premier host city.
Holt had a 3rd and 2 at the Grand Ledge 33-yard line, but a fumbled snap on the 3rd and short 3 resulted in a Andrew Konechny 57-yard scoop and score. He picked up the fumbled snap. Great penetration by him, and he was able to take it all the way untouched himself. Christian Legal just made the extra point, and it's 7-0 Grand Ledge with 1:15 to go here in quarter number 1. Here's the kick. It's a squib kick, and it goes all the way through the end zone. Kicked it so hard it went through the end zone on a squib kick. You don't see that too often. But yeah, stunning turn of events here at Holt High School. So Grand Ledge is up 7-0 here. 75 seconds to go in quarter number 1. I'll get the official yardage on that, but I believe it was 57 yards. Isaiah Foster is in the shotgun. Bryce Cornelius next to him. three wide receivers in a tight formation here. 2 left, 1 to the right. Reverse handoff, that's to number 5. That's Charles Thompson. And he gets across the line of scrimmage, but not much further. Gain of 1.
Yeah, the Grand Ledge defense wasn't fooled by that, Brock.
It's a gain of 1. Gain of 2, actually, out to the 22. Down to 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Grand Ledge. Seneca Moore back in the game. Going with a rotating quarterback system here is Coach Chad Folk for Holt tonight. Moore in the shotgun. Bryce Cornelius next to him. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right, wing back on the right. Moore's going to run right. Cuts inside. Penetration is there. Not much there. Number 78 again. Justin Stoll on the tackle. I got him for 3 tackles already.
He's all over the place.
We're down under 10 seconds to go in the quarter, and I think this is going to be end of the first quarter of play. We're down to 5. We're down to 2. That's the end of the first quarter of play. Andrew Kennishney, a 57-yard scoop and score, has given Grand Ledge a 7-0 lead after 1 quarter of play in this district championship game. A 30-second break, and we're back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority and Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt.
Cherry Creek Mortgage Company prides itself on quick and accurate pre-qualifications, common sense underwriting, and superior customer service. We've been servicing the capital area for over a decade. We have the experience, knowledge, and
Holt High School, Mike Smith Memorial Stadium. Grand Ledge leading Holt 7-0 as we change ends for quarter number 2. Eric, you got some scores here?
Yes, I do. Scrolling down, end of first, Portland 7, Corunna nothing. That's in Division 5. Division 3, end of first, Mason 0, Jackson 0.
I've got Division 2, East Lansing leading Portage Northern 7-6.
Halfway through the first quarter in Division 3, DeWitt 7, Mount Pleasant 7.
We'll have all the scores, or as many scores as we possibly can, once we get to halftime. We start quarter number 2. Seneca Moore dropping the throw, feeling the pressure, sacked. Sacked at about the 10-yard line. That's number 22, Preston Bonet, who's played a terrific first half so far. I got him for 4 tackles. Moore had no chance on that play.
No, he didn't have it. He was dropping back, and 2 comments were coming at him right away, and he had no time to throw the ball. Pocket protection was not there, and Rams going to have to punt the ball away.
And let's see, who's that punting the ball there for Holt?
I pull my binoculars out here for you, Brock. It's number 85.
That would be number 85. That would be Jake Bortnicek. High snap, brings it down, almost blocked. Ball hits down at the 37-yard line. Good Holt bounce. It's going to go into Grand Ledge territory. It's going to turn out to be a pretty good punt to the Grand Ledge 43-yard line from their own 11. 46-yard punt. Nice punt by Jake Bortnicek.
Got a little help from the wind. The wind was at his back.
Yep.
And it took a wonderful roll for him.
The wind is a factor tonight. It's about 15 miles an hour going from south to north or across your radio dial right to left. Grand Ledge is going into the wind right now. Actually, a 45-yard punt. They mark it at the 44-yard line. So 45-yard punt by Bortnicek. Sean Moore in the shotgun. Threw an interception on Grand Ledge's only drive in the first quarter. 2 wide receivers right. Mason Stocker next to him. Handoff to Stocker. Out over the 45 to the 40 to the 50. Into Holt territory to the 48-yard line. Nice gain on first down.
Yeah, safety had to step up and make a stop for the Rams. That's Dylan Arnold, number 17. 7 yards by Stocker on that inside handoff.
2nd down and 3. Moore in the shotgun again. Stocker next to him. 2 wide receivers right. Extra lineman in the game for GL. High snap from center. Moore's going to take it, and he's going to fall forward and get the first down. Looked like he wasn't going to get anything because Holt had penetration, but he's able to finagle his way through it and get close to a first down, and he may have it.
And that's what Sean Foster does, Brock, is just kind of find his way through.
It's a first down for Grand Ledge with 10:27 to go in the first half.
Picks his way through a couple of defenders. The blitz came in, and one of the defensive linemen for the Rams actually got in the backfield as Josh Holland, number 52, but he couldn't wrap up Foster.
On the Grand Ledge side of the field. Thanks, Christian.
Ball at the Holt 45-yard line. Foster in the pistol formation. Stocker next to him. Now we got a whistle and a flag.
Yeah, I think early movement.
Holt's pointing in Grand Ledge's direction. I think you're right.
Yeah, I saw the line judge over here.
Yep. Moving back 5. First penalty of the game. We had offsetting penalties in the first quarter. But that's been it so far. Ball at the 50-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 15. Sean Foster, pistol formation. Stocker next to him. He's going to run left. Gets to the 47, falls forward to the 45, and he's not going to go much further than that. Taken down by J.J. Moore.
Picked up the lost yardage they had on that false start. Got 5, so it makes it 2nd and 10. Grand Ledge, they do not huddle. They stand around, look to the sideline, look for the call.
9:28 to go, first half. 7-0 Grand Ledge on the Andrew Kenishny 57-yard fumble recovery and return for a touchdown, or as the kids say today, scoop and score. Fake handoff from Sean Foster, and he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Great penetration by Carlos Speed and friends.
It was a pack of Rams there after he fakes the handoff to Mason Stocker.
Josh Holland in on the tackle as well. Number 52.
I guess that would be a herd of Rams.
I guess so. Loss of 1 back to the 46. It'll be 3rd and 11. 8:49, 8:48 to go first half. Foster. Dropping to throw. Throws over the middle. Caught! To the 35, to the 30, down to the 20-yard line. That's number 5, Noah McCartney, and a massive 26-yard gain there.
26 yards through the air on the quick slant pattern. There was great coverage out there by Bryce Cornelius, and just a better play by Noah McCartney to go and take the ball away and run for the 26 yards.
8:27 to go first half. Grand Ledge up 7-0. Sean Foster in the pistol. He's going to run left. He gets around the end, inside the 20, inside the 15. He's going to be down. And we got a stoppage in play here with 8:10 to go. Oh, we got a flag.
Yep.
We'll wait for the officials to confer.
It was 7 yards by Foster, but will it stand?
Looks like it came down at the end of the play.
The referee's moving the ball back.
Holding. Offense.
But it was down the field. So it's 10 yards, but it's 10 yards from the spot.
So it'll be 1st and about 13.
Replay first down and 13.
1st and 13 from the 24-yard line. 8:06 and counting first half. Brock Palmbush, Eric Doc Love, glad you're joining us here on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN for this Division I District Championship game. Foster in the gun, fakes the option pitch, and he's taken down pretty much at the line of scrimmage, maybe even a loss.
David Venn, number 13, Brock, met him right there. Faked the pitch out to Foster, to Mason Stocker.
Mason Stocker, yeah.
There was nobody out there in Stocker either. If he'd have pitched it out there, he might have been able to get to the edge, but decided to keep it, and it did not work out.
Ball back at the 25-yard line, loss of 2, so it'll be 3rd down and 15. Grand Ledge might take a timeout here. They are taking their time. No. 3 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. Shotgun formation. Sean Foster. He drops straight back to throw, throws it over the middle. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Holt, and this could be a pick 6. No, it won't. It's going to be intercepted, though, by number 70, Connor Crapo.
Big man interception, Brock. They try to throw the screen underneath to Mason Stocker real quick, and Crapo recognized the play, dropped back himself back into a coverage, and picked it off.
And he's able to return it to the Grand Ledge 43-yard line. Grand Ledge, 2 drives, 2 turnovers, 2 interceptions. Yet they're leading 7-0.
Because their defense has scored on theirs, that's why. It looks like
Sean Foster's in the game at quarterback.
Well, Isaiah Foster.
Did I say Sean Foster?
Said,
I meant Isaiah Foster.
They're both Fosters.
Sorry, folks. We don't know if they're related or not. I don't think they are. But it's 1st and 10 from the Grand Ledge 43-yard line. Power set to the left. Bryce Cornelius next to Foster. Foster around the left end, gets inside the 40, down to the 36, maybe the 35. He's taken down there by Andrew Kenishny.
Folks, we can guarantee Foster is going to carry the ball no matter who has it, either the Comets or the Rams. Gain of Isaiah or Sean.
Gain of 7 down to the 36-yard line. 6:47, 6:46 to go.
Second down and 4.
Second down and a short 4. 4 wide receivers. Low snap from center. It's fumbled, and Seneca Moore has to fall on it. Back in the game at quarterback. Low snap. No choice but to fall on it.
Yep.
Otherwise, it was going to be another turnover.
You're going to lose 4 yards on that play. We've seen Holt with a couple of snap issues here in the ball game.
Moore's back in the game. 3rd down and 8 from the 40. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Four wide receivers, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Moore in the gun, Bryce Cornelius next to him. Dropping to throw, rolling out to the right is Moore. Moore throws it out, it's tipped and almost intercepted.
Oh, man. Teddy Williams, all, 6, 7 of them out there, got his big paws up and knocked that ball down.
And almost had enough agility to intercept the ball, but he couldn't quite do it, and it's going to be 4th and a bunch. And are they going to go for it here? Well, they're going to line up to go for it. It's 4th and 8 from the 40. Really 4th and 7, but they're at least going to line up to go for it.
Unless they do the old pooch punt, where Moore drops back real quick and boots it away.
5:42 to go, first half. 7-0 Grand Ledge. Here's 4th down. Low snap again. Moore dropping to throw. He throws it out to the left. It's caught. To the 35, to the 30, 25, out of bounds at the 23. Nice pass to Charles Thompson, and a huge first down for Holt.
Thompson running the crossing route wide open. There was nobody underneath for him to get guarded by. And Seneca Moore, a little bit of pressure, picks up the low snap, throws it away to Moore, and moves the chains.
5:35 to go, first half.
How far was that, Brock? I missed. Where were they starting at? I can't remember.
At the 40s. I think it was 17 yards.
17 yards, yep.
1st and 10 from the 23. Cornelius to the right of Moore. 3 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. Option pitch to Cornelius. A bad pitch, and now a scrum for it. I think Cornelius fell on it.
Yes, just barely. Whew.
That was a bad pitch. It was out in front of Cornelius, and it bounced towards the line of scrimmage, closer to the Grand Ledge defenders. And Holt, very fortunate to hold on to the ball.
You're going to lose 3 yards.
2nd and 12. Well, they say it's only 2, but you're right. It's closer to 3.
That's a dangerous pitch right there. Moore did the right thing because the defender committed to him on that run, and there was nobody out there to guard Cornelius. And so he threw it out there, but it just wasn't a great pitch.
Both Isaiah Foster and Seneca Moore are in the game at the same time. This rarely happens, but here we go. 4:54 to go and counting. First half. Another low snap. Moore throwing over the middle. Caught inside the 20 to Thompson. Inside the 15, down to the 11, first down.
Thompson with a little sit-down route in the middle of that zone, and Moore slings it out to him for 15 yards.
Noah McCartney with the tackle. Ball at the 11. So they can get a first down without getting a touchdown. 4:39, 4:38 to go first half. Both teams have all three of their timeouts.
Yep. Both teams have moved the ball very well, too. Bend but don't break. Nobody's broke yet on the offense.
Turnovers. Grand Ledge with 2, Holt with 1. Grand Ledge scored on their 1 turnover. Foster and Moore. Moore taking the snap, running left side. He's inside the 10. Down to the 6, to the 5, pushed out of bounds there. 22, Preston Bonet.
Got to the 6.
He gets 5, as it'll be second down and 5.
Yeah, Foster, when he's in the ball game with Moore, he's lined up as the running back next to him generally. Yep. That time he didn't. He led block on that left side for Seneca Moore, who found the edge and then was escorted out of bounds by Bonet.
Second down and 5 from the 6. 4:10 to go. First half. 3 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. Foster next to Moore in the gun. Another low snap from center, but it's given to Foster. He's inside the 5, taken down at the 3. Man, aggressive tackle by Andrew Kenishny, number 34. Close to a horse collar, but it's going to be third down. He's taken down right at the 3. So it's going to be 3rd and 2. Under 4 minutes to go, 3:50 to go.
Yeah, snap. I don't know how Seneca Moore was actually able to hold on to that snap and get it to Isaiah Foster, because the ball was not really grasped very well after he got that. He just kind of like almost threw it to him.
Same formation, 4 wide receivers, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Foster takes the snap, takes it in for a touchdown, and Holt's on the board.
They went real quick on that. Got set, snap right away, hand off to Foster, who found his way into the end zone real easily between the tackles. That's 3 yards, Brock.
3-yard touchdown. It's 7-6. And Holt does not try extra points. They've not tried very many this season.
Nope. Usually go for 2.
They usually go for 2. 3:31 to go. This would give Holt the lead. Moore in the gun. Man in motion. They hand off to the man in motion. Can he get in the end zone? No, he can't. Taken down there. That's number 17, Dylan Arnold, but he's taken down. Teddy Williams takes him down. And with 3:31 to go in the first half, it's Grand Ledge 7, Holt 6. We'll take a timeout and come back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
The Greater Lansing Sports Authority wants to help you with your next athletic tournament or event. Since 2007, they've worked to make Greater Lansing a premier host city.
An Isaiah Foster 3-yard touchdown has put Holt on the board, but a failed 2-point conversion keeps Grand Ledge in the lead, 7-6. 3:31 to go, first half. Got a score from East Lansing. East Lansing leading Portage Northern 10-6, early second quarter. Here's another short kick. It's caught at the 38-yard line by Grand Ledge, up over the 40 to the 43. Number 29, Cooper Parks, one of the up men, returns it for 6 yards, and Grand Ledge is going to have good field position at their own 43, maybe even the 44. Yeah, the 44-yard line.
The Rams tried the old onside kick to start the ball game, and then this time they just try to pooch it up in the air and hope that maybe the Comets aren't paying attention.
1st and 10 from the 44. Grand Ledge has all 3 of their timeouts. Both teams have scored off of turnovers. Sean Foster in the gun. Mason Stocker next to him. 2 wide receivers left, a wing back on the right. Foster's going to run left. Gets a good block, goes outside, 45. To the 50, into Holt territory, 47-yard line, maybe the 46. Did not get out of bounds, so it's going to be second and short, the clock running. Oh, they say he's down at the 49-yard line. Not a good spot there. But you know what? Maybe his knee was down where they say it was. Nonetheless, a good gain, 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 3. Under 3 minutes to go, first half.
End of first, Lansing Catholic 7, Ovid Elsie nothing. 6:07 left in the first half. Jackson 6, Mason nothing.
Wow. Inside handoff, Stocker. He's got the first down or close to it. Looked like he was going to get the first down. He gets to the 46, but I'm not sure he's got the first down.
He got pulled back by David Venn.
Venn on the tackle for the Rams.
Yeah, he's come a little bit shy.
They say it's short, third and real short. That's less than one, yeah. 2:24, 2:23 to go. Third and less than a yard. Foster in the gun, Stocker next to him. He's going to hand off to Stocker. I don't know if he got it. I don't think he did.
I think he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it.
It's going to be fourth down. They say he actually a loss of a half a yard.
Wow.
We're down under 2 minutes to go. It was a loss of about a half a yard. We're down to 1:50 to go in the first half. Grand Ledge lining up to go for it. Minute 40 to go. Foster in the gun. Trying to get people to jump. They did.
Hard count.
Hard count. Encroachment. Holt. First down, Grand Ledge. First penalty of the game on Holt, and it's a costly one. It gives Grand Ledge a first down.
Yep.
Down to the 41-yard line.
They hurried to the line and then did the hard count, got him to jump.
No argument with the call. Holt didn't argue with it. Foster in the gun. Fake handoff, dropping to throw. Throws over the middle. He's got a man there. Oh, it's just over the head of Kenishny, I believe.
Yeah, Konechny was the guy that was wide open in the middle of the field. He had two guys wide open. He had Teddy Williams and Andrew Konechny, and Sean Foster overthrows number 34.
Yes, Konechny. Now we got a whistle, and we got a timeout. Let's wait and see. Timeout, Holt. They'll take their first timeout of the half. We'll take one ourselves. It's Grand Ledge 7, Holt 6. Minute 21 to go in the first half. Here on the game, 7:30 a.m., WVFN, brought to you by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt and by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority.
Okay, can I have everybody's attention for just a second?
Morgan's media planning firm just landed a multi-million-dollar client.
Because we won the pitch.
She needs to staff up before trafficking hits a traffic jam.
So we're going to...
Rick Doc Love here at Mike Smith Memorial Stadium. We're just coming out of a Holt timeout. Second down and 10, Grand Ledge at the Holt 41-yard line. Sean Foster in the gun. Mason Stocker next to him. He's going to run it himself. He's inside the 40, inside the 35, down to the 33-yard line. It's going to be second and short. Grand Ledge has all three of their timeouts. They're not going to use one here.
Got tripped up by Isaiah Foster.
Here comes Grand Ledge again. Down to 1:03 to go. He's going to run right. 35, 30, first down, 25. Down to the 24-yard line. He's taken down there. 54 seconds to go. And does Grand Ledge call a timeout?
Yes.
They're going to mark him down at the 24. And Grand Ledge does call timeout. We'll keep it right here, Doc, as it's first and 10, Grand Ledge at the 24-yard line. At the Holt 24, I should say.
Yep. 2:05 left in the first half in Division III. Mason 7 now. Jackson 6. Kaysen Carswell scrambles for a 10-yard touchdown. End of first. DeWitt 14, Mount Pleasant 14.
Oh.
That's also in Division III. So battle in Mount Pleasant.
East Lansing leading Portage Central 10-6. That game in the second quarter. That game at Lynn C. Adams Stadium in East Lansing. Most puzzling score to me last week was East Lansing winning 24-0 on the road at a very good Battle Creek Central squad.
Yeah.
Given all the defensive problems that East Lansing has had this season.
Yep, absolutely. Second quarter, Lansing Catholic 13 over Elsie nothing. 9 minutes left in the first half in Division 7. New Lothrop 20, PW nothing.
Did you have a Portland score?
I didn't have an updated score. It was 7-0 after the end of the first for Corunna.
Oh, for Corunna.
No, Portland was leading 7-0 versus
okay.
Corunna.
Okay. 54 seconds to go. First half. Sean Foster looking to throw, getting away from pressure, rolling out to the left. He throws it out to the left. It's tipped. And is it caught? Yes, it is. It's caught.
Bonet came back for it.
Preston Bonet caught it at the 20, maybe the 19-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 5, 35 seconds to go. 2nd and 5 at the 19. Dropping to throw is Foster. He throws it out to the left again. It is
incomplete.
Incomplete pass. 23 seconds to go.
Trying to get it to Noah McCartney on the quick out route. Had two guys out there, one guy going deep on the outside, the inside running that quick out route, but the pass was too far in front of McCartney.
So it's 3rd and 5 with 22 seconds left. It would be a 36-yard field goal here, but with a 15-mile-an-hour wind in his face.
I don't know. And I mentioned earlier, Christian Legal, his season long is 35, so that would be his longest and into the wind.
So here we go, 3rd and 5. Foster in the gun. He's going to run to the left. Gets inside the 20, inside the 15, inside the 10. Takes it in. Touchdown! Touchdown, Grand Ledge. Sean Foster from 19 yards out.
Well, we have to talk about the field goal kicking, Brock. Sean Foster did everything by himself. With some great blocking,
19-yard score, and it's 13-6 Grand Ledge with 16 seconds to go in the half.
The 21st rushing touchdown of the year for Sean Foster.
Wow. Christian Legal, left-footed kicker, is going to kick the extra point to try to make it a 14-6 game. Every point important in a game like this.
Yep.
Here's the snap. Snap is low. Gets it down. The kick is on the way. Good. It's good. And so, with 16 seconds to go in the first half, it's Grand Ledge 14, Holt 6. A 30-second break, and we're back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
The game, 7:30 a.m. This day in sports history.
November 5th, 2001. For the first time since 1985, two 20-game winners start Game 7 of the World Series as Yankee pitcher Roger Clemens faces Curt Schilling of the Diamondbacks in Arizona. 16 years earlier, Brett Saberhagen of the Royals squared off against Cardinal ace John Tudor in the Fall Classic finale at Kauffman Stadium.
The history of sports, right here on your station. The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Brock Palmbush, Eric Doc Love back at Mike Smith Memorial Stadium. Sean Foster has just taken it in from 19 yards out to give Grand Ledge a 14-6 lead over Holt. Cherry Creek Mortgage Company of DeWitt and the Greater Lansing Sports Authority sponsoring our coverage tonight all season long. We thank them. We thank Wayne Lacey. We thank Mike Price. And we thank Megan Zemer and their terrific staffs for both businesses for sponsoring our coverage all season long. Christian Legal's going to kick off from his own 40 into the wind, and it's been a pretty consistent 15-mile-an-hour wind. Legal going to kick off. It's a squib kick. It's taken at the 30-yard line. He falls down right at the 29-yard line. Joe Mitchell, a senior, downs it. So Holt's going to get the ball with 15 seconds to go from their own 29-yard line. They have 2 timeouts left.
Halftime in Division 5, Brock. I just got a score update for you. Portland 7, Corunna 7.
They'll mark him down actually at the 30-yard line. I believe Holt has the option to either take the ball or elect to take the wind in the fourth quarter, which in a game like this you might think about doing instead of taking the ball to start the third quarter. We'll see what they elect to do. It is their choice. Most teams take the ball to start the third quarter, but may not here. Seneca Moore throws it out to the right. It's Isaiah Foster out over the 30, down at the 34-yard line. We're down under 10 seconds. We're down to 4. We're down to 3. That's the end of the first half of play. Grand Ledge leads it 14-6 over Holt after 24 minutes of play. We'll have halftime stats and analysis after this, plus we'll have scores from all over the mid-Michigan area. That's coming up at halftime, but now it's time for another edition of This Week in High School Sports with John Ross.
A whole lot of points scored in a district football semifinal, and a couple schools break long conference championship droughts. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. The first week of the football postseason is in the books, and there were a number of eye-popping notes from the 128 games in 11-player and 16 games in the 8-player. Maybe the biggest, literally, was the total points scored in the Waterford-Mott-Saginaw Heritage game. Mott won 77-63. Yes, 140 total points. That's 20 touchdowns. It's also the second highest combined point total in state history. Climax Scots beat Fulton in 2017, 84-62 for a total of 146 points. Our lowest scoring playoff game in round one went into overtime scoreless. In the first OT, East Jordan scored a touchdown and got a 6-0 win over Frankfort, giving East Jordan its first playoff win since 1999. Elsewhere, three three-win teams notched first-round wins: Brother Rice, Orchard Lake St. Mary's, and Benzie Central. And three four-win teams also won: Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central, Sterling Heights Parkway Christian, and Lansing Catholic. The Cougars knocked off previously unbeaten Duran, one of three 9-0 teams to lose in round one. There is one matchup of unbeatens in round two. 10-0 Tecumseh will tangle with 10-0 Riverview for a district title in Division 4. Game balls this week go to Gladwin Volleyball's Erin Brault. She had 31 kills, 18 digs, and 7 aces in a Jack Pine Conference quad as Gladwin won its first volleyball conference championship since 1978. Rockford Soccer's Brennan Karras, his first goal of the year was a game winner, sending the Rams to the semifinals and keeping their unbeaten record intact. And to Anchor Bay runner Thomas Westfall, he set a new school record in leading Anchor Bay to its first cross-country regional championship since 1999.
Need money for college? You need My Student Aid. My Student Aid is the go-to resource that helps Michigan families find money to pay for college. Plus, they'll guide you through the financial aid process and answer any questions you have. For grants, scholarships, and more, connect with My Student Aid, helping make college affordable for everyone. Learn more at michigan.gov/MI Student Aid.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with the MHSAA's Sam Davis.
A soccer match is about to start. One team is wearing their road white uniforms, the other is wearing their home blues. It's pretty easy to spot the referee in the middle of the field wearing a bright yellow referee jersey. But what if the home team is nicknamed the Yellow Jackets and they're also wearing bright yellow jerseys? Well, soccer officials come prepared. They have a number of different colored jerseys so they can wear something that contrasts with both teams. While yellow is the default color, they can easily change into a distinct uniform if needed, as red, blue, green, and black are also acceptable colors. They may even choose to wear a different color from what the goalkeepers are wearing. The last thing a referee wants to be is mistaken for a player on the field.
Thanks, Sam. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you are interested, go to the MHSAA website now to register. November marks the final month of the 2022 fall sports season. A number of sports have their MHSAA finals in the coming weeks. Boys and girls cross country will run at Michigan International Speedway on November 5th. A live stream will be available on the NFHS network. Boys soccer finals are also on November 5th. You can listen to all 4 matches on the MHSAA radio network or watch them all at MHSAA.tv. The girls' Lower Peninsula swimming and diving finals are November 18th and 19th. Division I is at Oakland University, Division II at Calvin University, and Division III at the Holland Aquatic Center. Action for both Friday and Saturday will be available to watch on MHSAA.tv. Volleyball will wrap up their season and crown champions in Battle Creek on September 19th. The semifinals and finals will be both on the radio network and MHSAA.tv. 8-player football finals from Marquette on November 19th will be on both the radio network and the MHSAA.tv, and then will re-air on Thanksgiving night on Valley Sports Detroit. And then the fall season ends with the 11-player football finals at Ford Field on Valley Sports Detroit and the MHSAA radio network. For matchups, start times, and more, please check out MHSAA.com. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll see you next week.
Have you had enough of aching knees and that painful back? Joint pain can take a massive toll on all parts of your life, from your relationships to your job, even the little things like getting into and out of the car. Hey, it's Beanie from the game.
Love back at Mike Smith Memorial Stadium here at Holt High School. Grand Ledge leads Holt 14-6 after 24 minutes of play. The broadcast of tonight's game is a copyrighted presentation of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN East Lansing. Grand Ledge leads Holt 14-6 here at the half. Here's the scoring summary. After a Grand Ledge interception, after Grand Ledge threw an interception, I should say, in the end zone on their first drive of the game, Holt was able to move the ball up around midfield into Grand Ledge territory, but on a 3rd and long, a bad snap went into the backfield, and Grand Ledge linebacker Andrew Konechny, let's get it right, Brock, 57-yard scoop and score. He recovered the bad snap, fumble recovery, ran it in for a touchdown. Extra point by Christian Legal, good. And it was 7-0 Grand Ledge with 1:15 to go in the first quarter. That was the score after 1 quarter of play. Holt was able to respond after a Grand Ledge turnover and a Holt punt and a Grand Ledge turnover. Isaiah Foster, a 3-yard touchdown run, took the handoff from Seneca Moore, and he took it in from 3 yards out to get Holt on the board. They went for 2, did not get it, so Grand Ledge led 7-6 with 3:31 to go in the second. Grand Ledge, however, mounted a drive at the end of the first half. Sean Foster took it in from 19 yards out, but the key play was the encroachment earlier when Grand Ledge went for it on 4th and short and got Holt to jump offside, which allowed them to keep the drive going. Sean Foster took it in from 19 yards out with 16 seconds to go in the quarter. Christian Legal the extra point. 14-6 Grand Ledge, and that's exactly where we are after 24 minutes of play. Not too many penalties in the game. Grand Ledge, 2 penalties for 15 yards. Holt just 1 for 5 yards, but it was costly because it kept the Grand Ledge drive alive. Turnovers, Grand Ledge had 2 turnovers. They only had 3 drives in the first half. 2 ended up in turnovers. The other resulted in a score. Holt did have a turnover, and it was costly because that was the Andrew Konechny. One of these days I'll get it right, Eric. A 57-yard scoop and score. That was Holt's only turnover of the game. And that's where we are. 14-6 right now. You've got the offensive stats, Doc.
Yeah, for Holt in the first half, Seneca Moore 3 for 4 for 36 yards. So efficient, just not a lot of yardage out of it. Isaiah Foster, 8 carries for 45 yards and a touchdown. Because of losses from sacks and negative plays, they've rushed for 47 yards in the ballgame, have the Rams, and have 92 total yards of offense. So they haven't put a lot together, but they have moved the ball a little bit in the first half. For Grand Ledge, is Sean Foster, of course, 5 for 11 for 70 yards, but he does have 2 interceptions, 13 carries for 51 yards and a touchdown. Been bottled up for the most part, but his last 2 carries really almost half of what he gained in the first half. Did the rushing touchdown. Preston Bonet, 2 receptions for 16 yards. 63 rushing yards for the Comets in the first half, 133 total yards for Grand Ledge. So Foster, Holt's done a pretty decent job containing Sean Foster, but he does have that 1 long touchdown run, and Grand Ledge has been able to take advantage of that 1 Holt turnover. That's basically really why they're ahead right now, Brock.
Grand Ledge leading 14-6 after 24 minutes of play. Some of the leading tacklers for Holt. David Venz got 4 tackles. Isaiah Foster has 3 tackles, as does number 6, J.J. Moore. For Grand Ledge, 22, Preston Bonet, 5 tackles. Number 78, Justin Stoll, has 3 tackles. And Andrew Konechny, I think I got it right finally.
The N comes first.
Yes. He had 3 tackles, and, of course, the scoop and score, which gave Grand Ledge a 7-0 lead. As we get to the 8 o'clock hour, I want to let you know you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game, 7:30 a.m., WVFN East Lansing, a Town Square media station. We'll take a timeout and come back. We'll have scores from around the mid-Michigan area on the other side of this break. Here on the game, 7:30 a.m., WVFN.
The Greater Lansing Sports Authority wants to help you with your next athletic tournament or event. Since 2007, they've worked to make Greater Lansing a premier host city.
Brock Palmbush, Eric Doc Love here at Holt High School. Both teams are coming out onto the field to do their stretching before they get the second half started. Grand Ledge leading 14-6. Let's get to the other action around the area.
The winner of this game faces off between Rockford and Caledonia, right?
Yes.
At the half, it's 3-0 Rockford leading Caledonia.
The winner of this game will play at the winner of Rockford and Caledonia. Division II score, late first half. East Lansing leading Portage Northern 10-9. That was late first half.
Yeah, nearing halftime in Division III, DeWitt 21, Mount Pleasant 41. Panthers had the lead 21-14, and then the Oilers just scored right before the half.
Hastings and Charlotte in Division IV. Hastings up 9-6 at the half.
Mason leading Jackson in Division III. That's 7-6. Mason scored a little bit before the half, and they have taken that lead.
Okay.
Division V, Corunna 7, Portland 7. That game is at Portland.
And you said DeWitt and Mount Pleasant 21-21 at the half. Wow.
Well, almost halftime. It was 1 minute left. Lansing Catholic out over at Elsie. Division VI, it's Catholic 13 over at Elsie nothing at halftime.
They're a different team once they made Jack Jacobs the quarterback.
All of a sudden, man, the second half of the season, the Cougars have been something to deal with.
Yep.
Nearing halftime in Division VII, New Lothrop 20, Pewamo Westphalia nothing.
And in Division VIII, Beale City leading Fowler in the second quarter, 14-7.
And then the other two games for local teams, Ravenna at Ithaca is tomorrow, as long as in 8-man Division II, Morris at Augrey Sims. Both those games played tomorrow.
So there you go. We'll have more scores throughout the second half, and of course in the post game as well. Both teams are stretching right now. There's 20 seconds on the clock, but they're going to get an additional 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. It's really an 18-minute halftime. They say 15 minutes, but then they always give teams 3 extra minutes to get themselves stretched out.
The teams came out a little earlier than normal. A lot of times they don't come out until right about 3 minutes when they put the clock up, extra 3 minutes on the clock.
They did. And when I walked into the stadium today, I walked through the main entrance on the north end of the stadium, and there was a table right there at the center, right at the edge of the track. And it had the district trophy on there, just to let people know what these two teams are playing for tonight.
I did not see the trophy. I did see a cotton candy stand when I walked in.
Oh, you did? Oh, you didn't go through the north end?
No, I didn't go through the gates. I went through the regular entrance.
Okay.
So.
But, yeah, that's just to let everybody know, hey, you know what? They're playing for a trophy tonight.
I'm looking at the history between these two teams in recent years. Last district title for the Comets back in 2015 when they lost in the semifinals in that one. And for Holt, their last district title was in 2009. Also when they lost in the semifinals. So it's been a number of years for these squads.
I have a halftime score from East Lansing.
Okay.
East Lansing has kicked another field goal.
Okay.
They lead Portage Northern 13-9 at halftime.
All right. So Trojans extending their lead a little bit.
All right, keys to the second half, Doc. What do you think?
Well, if you're starting with the home team, the Holt Rams, defensively, more keying in on Sean Foster. They did a decent job of containing him in the first half. Only 51 yards. That's well below what he averages in a ball game, especially in the last 6 weeks of the season. He's been really piling it on. So keying in on him a little bit more, slowing him down, trying to keep him to maybe 2 or 3 yards instead of picking up those big gains of 10, 15 that he's been able to do. And then offensively for the Rams, I want to see a little bit more Isaiah Foster and better snaps. They've had some issues with the snaps.
Caused the turnover.
Yep, caused their turnover, caused them nearly a couple other ones as well. So they got to clean up their snaps. They only have the one penalty, so you don't have to really worry about that right now.
But it was costly.
It was, but it wasn't, they don't have 10 of them or anything like that in the first half. They've only had the one, so they've been pretty clean with that. For Grand Ledge to win here on the road, Brock, and the Comets, I know Foster's the guy, but I'd like to see
Sean Foster, let's say.
Yes, okay. Yes, I have to clarify.
Yes.
The other, there's two Fosters. Sean Foster has been the man, and he needs to get more carries, obviously, but I'd like to see number 2, Mason Stocker, get a few bit more carries to kind of mix things up a little bit so that the Rams don't key in just on Sean Foster.
Yep.
And defensively for the Comets, if they can contain the other Foster, Isaiah Foster, when he comes in to run at quarterback, I think they'll be okay because their pass defense has been pretty solid. for the Comets, and they've gotten to the quarterback a couple of times too. So keying on the Fosters, basically.
Well, we're going to find out here. Because of the wind, we can't officially say who's going to get the ball to start quarter number 3. Grand Ledge won the toss and elected to receive to start the game.
Holt has the option, like you said, to take the ball or take the wind.
In the fourth quarter.
Yes. So I'm assuming they're going to take the ball. Not too often do you see a team take the wind, at least in high school. The second half is going to be line it up and stop us. That's how it's going to be for these teams.
Well, Grand Ledge is going to kick off from left to right, so Holt's going to receive, and it looks like Grand Ledge is going to have the wind in the fourth quarter. Christian Legal is going to tee it up at the 40-yard line.
And then back for Holt, number 2, Isaiah Foster, and number 17, Dylan Arnold.
Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt sponsoring our coverage tonight, serving home buyers throughout the mid-Michigan area. Wayne Lacey and his great staff in DeWitt. Give them a call at 517-580-5050 and ask about any kind of home loan and or mortgage. And by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority, lansingsports.org. Legal, kicking off from the 40. It is high and short and toward the sideline. It's taken at the 34. It's fumbled, but Holt's going to jump on it at about the 37-yard line.
I think the ball went out of bounds at the 35.
Number 84, Aaron Zuski, a sophomore, fumbled it, and I think you're right, it did go out of bounds. They're going to mark him down at the 41-yard line.
Nope, 35, Brock. 36?
36-yard line.
Yes.
I was off by 5 yards. 36-yard line. Good field position for Holt. They will have the wind here in the third quarter, 2 seconds into the third quarter. Looks like Seneca Moore in the gun. Bryce Cornelius next to him. 4 wide receivers. 3 left, 1 to the right. Moore dropping to throw. Looking. Throwing it deep. He's got a man out there. It's caught. 35-yard line. 30, 25, 20. Out of bounds at the 15-yard line. That's number 5, Charles Thompson, and he was wide open.
Thompson has gotten open. He's been the main target here. That's his third catch now. This one the biggest one, all the way down to the 14-yard line, Brock.
They mark it at the 13, actually.
Okay.
So the 36, that's 14. 37, 51 yards.
Wow.
So 1st and 10 from the Grand Ledge 13.
They air it out. First play of the second half.
Moore in the gun again. 3 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. Cornelius next to him. Going to hand off to Cornelius up the middle to the 10-yard line, pushing forward to the 9, taken down there. Logan Costello on the tackle. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, the guard and the tackle on the right side pulled left and created a little bit of a crease for Cornelius to run through, and he got those 4 yards.
2nd and 6 from the 9. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown. Moore in the gun, 4 wide receivers. He's going to run right. Gets inside the 10. Taken down hard at the 6-yard line. Preston Bonet, I believe. They're going to mark him at the 5. He's going to get a good mark. It's going to be 3rd down and 2.
He got chopped down real hard.
They say it's a yard. It's really a long 1 yard. 10:52 to go. You got 2 downs to make 1 yard.
Absolutely.
A yard and a half.
Probably either another run by Moore or a handoff to Cornelius.
Pistol formation. Moore in the pistol. High snap up to Cornelius. I don't think he got it.
I don't think so either.
He did get a minimal gain, and I don't think he got the first down. It's going to be 4th down.
He got inside the 5, but he needed to get more to the 4. And here comes Isaiah Foster.
Aiden Chambly, number 54 on the tackle. It's going to be 4th and 1. And in comes Isaiah Foster. 4th and a full yard. Big early play in the third quarter. 10:08, 10:07 to go, third quarter. Huge early play. Foster with it. Going to take it himself. Pushes forward. First down.
Got a little extra help from Cornelius in the back.
You didn't used to be able to do that. That rule got changed a few years back. Pushes forward to the 2-yard line. First and goal from the 2.
But Foster's going to stay in the ball game. And
short yardage situation.
Yep. He's their guy. He calls his number the majority of the time. Might be the same exact play.
Might be. 9:43 and counting. Third quarter. I almost said first quarter. No, not quite, Brock. Foster in the gun. Cornelius next to him. Wide receiver left. He's going to run left. Take it himself. Inside the 2. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Holt. It's 14-12.
Little 2-yard scamper on that. Cornelius leading out there in front of him on the left. Good job by the offensive line. And the ever-important 2-point conversion to try and tie things up.
9:29 to go, third quarter. I think they've only tried one extra point this year. But they're going for 2 here to try to tie the game. Here's Foster. He's going to run left. Not much there. And I don't think he's going to get it. He's pushing forward. He didn't make it.
Nope.
He did not make it, and Grand Ledge keeps the lead.
Only was able to get to the 1.
And so with 9:29 to go in the third quarter, Grand Ledge maintains the lead, 14-12. A 30-second break, and we're back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFM.
Save big money in your home with 11% off everything at Menards. Warm up the room with an electric fireplace from Pleasant Hearth. Install TVs up to 55 inches on its media.
Brock Palmbush, Eric Doc Love here at Mike Smith Memorial Stadium. 14-12 Holt over Grand Ledge, or Grand Ledge over Holt. Isaiah Foster, a 2-yard touchdown run, 2-pointer no good, and it's 14-12. Here's the kickoff. It's short again, taken by Grand Ledge at the 40. Pushed back. Tyler Knesny, number 51. And he's down at the 40-yard line. Now they're going to mark him at the 39. Well, no, they do mark him at the 40-yard line. Nose of the ball's touching the 40-yard line.
We can't decide.
First and 10, Grand Ledge. Sean Foster in the gun. He's going to run left. Now cuts up the middle. Not much there. Gain of 2. Number 70, Connor Crapo.
We had a pick in the first half.
Yes, he did. He had an interception. 2nd and 8 from the 42.
Quick scores for you. Division 8, Fowler 14, Beale City 21. That's at the half. And PW nothing, New Lothrop 28. That's at the half.
Ooh. New Lothrop 28?
Yes.
Oh, boy. 8:50 to go, third quarter. Grand Ledge up 14-12. Foster dropping the throw. Feels the pressure. He's going to go run for it. 45, 50 into Holt territory. Still going. 45 down to the 41-yard line. First down, Grand Ledge. Bryce Cornelius on the tackle.
17 yards, and on a play that was supposed to be a pass play, and Sean Foster looking deep down the sideline for his receiver. It was well covered by the Rams, and then he just made it up as he went.
8:33 and counting.
16 yards.
16 yards. They mark him at the 42. Pistol formation. Foster taking the snap, cuts inside, 40, 35, close to a first down. He may have it. He does have it down to the 30, maybe the 31-yard line. And he got about the last 5 or 6 yards himself.
Mm-hmm. He's been able to just kind of squeak his way out of tackles.
They mark him down at the 30-yard line with 8:17 to go in the third quarter. Grand Ledge with a 2-point lead. And they mark him at the 29. They give him an extra yard. .807, 8:06 and counting, third quarter. Sean Foster in the gun. He's going to throw it out to the left. It's caught on a flanker screen down to the 25, 26-yard line. Couldn't see who it was. That's number 5.
Yep.
Noah McCartney. Crapo with another tackle.
Only 4 yards on that flank.
Down to the 26-yard line.
Good pursuit by the Rams defensively with Crapo getting out there. He's a defensive lineman.
Really only a gain of 2. They mark it at the 27. It's really 2nd and 7. Foster in the gun. Inside handoff, Stocker taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Carlos Speed. They lost all those yards.
And now it's going to be 3rd and long, back to the 29-yard line. 7 minutes to go and counting, third quarter. 3rd and 10.
Well, the Rams have forced a couple of interceptions on good drives by the Comets in the first half. Foster's got to be careful.
6:40 left, third quarter. Foster dropping to throw. Now he's trying to get away from the pressure. He's going to throw. It's caught inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line, first down. Preston Bonet on the catch. A gain of 11 when he needed 10. That's a first down, Comets.
Foster, again, making things happen. Pressure coming, pocket not clean, rolling out to the left, and the receiver coming back and getting the ball. How about Bonet?
6:19 and counting. 14-12 Grand Ledge. Foster in the gun. He's going to run left, try to get around a man. Gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. He's taken down there.
You get positive yards out of this, actually. Not much, but...
Is that Thompson? No, J.J. Moore, I think. David Venn, I'm sorry. His 5th tackle of the game unofficially. They're going to give him 1 down to the 16-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and...
Well, they say 1.5, maybe 2, so it's 2nd and 8 on the board.
2nd and a long 8, really, from the 16-yard line. 5:34 to go, third quarter. He's going to take the snap, go left side. He's inside the 15, inside the 10, close to a first down to the 8-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
And great blocking by that line, and then he was dragging somebody along with him for a couple more yards.
Going to be close enough for a measurement. They say first down.
Right to it.
First down. First and goal from the 8. 5:09 to go.
Should be quite the response from the Comets if they can go right back down and score again.
.504, 5:03 to go, third quarter. Grand Ledge up by 2 points. Foster, power set to the left, wide receiver to the right, high snap from center. He's going to run left. He gets down to the 7-yard line and not much more. Isaiah Foster made the tackle.
And a great pursuit out there. He does get 2 yards.
They do give him the 6-yard line, so it is a gain of 2. 4:33 and counting. Grand Ledge taking their time. Both teams have all 3 of their timeouts. No penalties so far in the third quarter.
These plays are kind of old school, student body left, student body right. All these blockers out there, somebody pulling out in front, a couple of H-backs.
Here's Foster. Pistol formation. He's going to run right. Now pitch it out to Stocker. Inside the 10, inside the 5.
Is he in?
Touchdown.
Yep.
Touchdown, Grand Ledge. Mason Stocker from 6 yards out. And the Comets are up 20-12. It was a late pitch.
But it was well timed by Sean Foster. As he waited until the defender committed to him initially, and then he pitched it out to Stocker, who got to the edge. And it didn't make contact until he got to the 1, and by that time it was too late. He was getting in the end zone.
Snap is good. Legal, the extra point. Line drive. Good. And now it's a two-score game. 21-12 Grand Ledge with 4:07 to go in the third quarter. A 30-second break and we're back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority and Cherry
Creek Mortgage Company prides itself on quick and accurate pre-qualifications, common sense underwriting, and superior customer service. We've been servicing the capital area for over a decade. We have the experience, knowledge, and network.
Here at Holt High School, Grand Ledge has scored again. They lead Holt 21-12 with 4:07 to go in the third quarter. Grand Ledge has a 9-point lead. They've scored 2 of their touchdowns going into the wind.
Relying on the ground game for the most part.
Yep.
Did get a big third down completion in the air to Preston Bonet, though.
Huge play on that last drive.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the kick. It is high and short. It hits at the 30-yard line. Is it in bounds? Oh, it goes out of bounds. Goes out of bounds. Grand Ledge almost recovered it. Holt almost recovered it, but it goes out of bounds.
Wow. Dangerous.
Holt's talking about maybe letting him kick it again.
I'll get some scores for you real quick while we're waiting, Brock.
Go.
Kaysen Carswell to Colin Page, 55 yards. It's Mason 14, Jackson 6, 8:30 left in the third quarter.
Wow.
Halftime DeWitt 21, Mount Pleasant 21. It was 14-7 Portland, but now it's 14-14. Corona just tied it up.
Man. Third quarter?
Yes, also in the third quarter.
Holt's going to take the ball at their own 35-yard line. 4:07 to go in the third.
Catholic scores 2 plays into the third. It's 20-0. Cougars leading over to Elsie.
Seneca Moore in the gun. 4 wide receivers. Dropping to throw. Now he's going to take it himself. He slides down at the 40-yard line after a gain of about 5, maybe 6. Yeah, they'll mark him at the 41, so a gain of 6.
Good decision by Seneca Moore. Going through his progression, seeing nobody's open down the field, take off. There was nobody there to get him.
And because of the 2 missed 2-point conversions, Holt is 2 scores down. They're 9 points down right now. 3:37 to go. Third quarter. Seneca Moore in the gun. Cornelius next to him. They're going to hand off to Cornelius. Not much there. He's going to fall forward, get to the 43, but then gets pushed back. Andrew Konechny with the tackle. Justin Stoll, 78, was also there. Stoll's played a very good game tonight. Ball at the 43. They do give him the 43, so it'll be 3rd and 2. And you got to think, being 2 scores down, Doc, 2 downs to make 2 yards.
Absolutely.
Unless there's a massive loss on this play, you got to go for it on 4th down almost regardless. Moore dropping to throw, trying to get away from pressure. He's going to throw. It's dropped. Dropped by number 17, David Venn, and it's now 4th down.
Arnold, actually. 17, Dylan Arnold.
Yep, Dylan Arnold. I'm sorry, number 17.
No, I think they're going to punt the ball away.
Nope, we got a stoppage in play.
I think Arnold might be hurt.
He's down on the sidelines right now. Yep, right in front of us, but a bunch of Holt players are obstructing our view. 2:44 to go, third quarter. Grand Ledge up 21-12.
A nice job by Moore, biding his time, dancing around, looking, trying to find somebody open. And Arnold came open late, but the pass was just a little bit away from him. He did have his hands on the ball. It would have been a spectacular catch to haul it in. It would have moved the chains, too.
And Holt's going to line up to punt here. Number 85, Jake Bortnicek. He had a 45-yard punt in the first half. They're at least going to line up to punt here.
A little surprised by it. Not necessarily. I mean,
they
have the wind.
You do have the wind.
At the back, and maybe that's what's kind of making the decision for Chad Folk. Otherwise, might not be a lot of possessions left in this ballgame.
That's the thing that I'm thinking. You're 2 scores down.
Both teams have really kind of eaten up clock on their drives.
Snap is high. Comes back to Bortnicek. He kicks it away. It is high, and it's fair caught at the 21-yard line by Andrew Konechny. Grand Ledge will put the ball in play at their own 21-yard line, 1st and 10. .36-yard punt, no return. And if you're Grand Ledge, you want about a 6-7 minute drive and a touchdown.
Mm-hmm. 'Cause that might seal it away, honestly.
Might. Still be a 2-score game at 28-12, assuming you get a touchdown and an extra point.
Mm-hmm.
So awfully big drive for both teams. 2:38 to go, third quarter. Grand Ledge up 21-12. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Wingback on the right as well. Foster dropping the throw. Now he's going to take it himself. Out over the 25, 30, 35. He's got a first down, obviously, to the 40. Dropped down at the 41-yard line. Taken down by number 5, Charles Thompson. Gain of 19 out to the 40. They mark him down at the 40. And a huge first down for GL.
That offensive line moving people around. They're talking about guys like Ryan Beatty, Logan Costello, Logan Allen.
Logan Allen is going to mention him.
Brenner Quick, and Jackson McAllister. They're just pushing people around.
2:10 to go, third quarter. Sean Foster in the gun. Mason Stocker next to him. He's going to run left. Cuts inside. Gets 2 to the 42-yard line. Maybe 2.
He's stopped by Ryan Davis.
Ryan Davis on the tackle.
Got 1. So better pursuit by the Rams that time. They didn't let Foster get to the outside.
Ryan Davis, number 7. Second down and 9. Minute 36 and counting, third quarter. Foster in the gun again. He's going to throw it out to the left. It's caught there for a short gain on a flanker screen out to the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. Who was that?
Bonet again, I believe.
Preston Bonet. Not much of a gain.
I'm going to get 1.
They say 1 out to the 42.
I guess who made another tackle? It was Ryan Davis, the corner over there. He came in and tripped up Bonet.
Under a minute to go in the third quarter. 3rd and 8, Grand Ledge.
It was a huge third down.
At their own 42. 4 wide receivers, 3 right, 1 left. Foster dropping to throw. Rolls out to the right. Looking for somebody. He's going to throw, and it's incomplete. So a big stop for the Holt defense, and Grand Ledge is going to be forced to punt for the first time tonight.
Dangerous pass, too. Isaiah Foster, the safety, came over late, and I thought maybe he was going to get a hand on it and be able to pick it off, but he got in the passing lane, and it wasn't completed. Clock gets a stop, too. The first punt of the game for Grand Ledge.
Yep. Sean Foster's going to go back to punt.
Isaiah Foster's going to go back to receive.
You wouldn't fake it here, would you? If
No.
you're Grand Ledge with Sean Foster back there?
Nope.
No, I wouldn't either.
Not at this point.
Not right now. Not with a lead and not where you are in the field.
Yes.
Snap is high and up to the right, but he's able to get it down. It is high and short into a 15-mile-an-hour wind, and it takes a good Holt bounce back to the 43-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Not a great punt. 15 yards. Only 15 yards, but again, into a 15-mile-an-hour wind and gusting. So let's see what Holt can do from their own 43-yard line with 38 seconds to go in the third quarter. They're trailing by 2 scores, 21-20. Seneca Moore in the shotgun. Bryce Cornelius next to him. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Dropping the throw is Moore. Can't find anybody. Now he's going to flip it, and it's caught by Cornelius. Into Grand Ledge territory, slips and falls down. The turf monster got him at about the 41-yard line of Grand Ledge, but not before a first down. 16 yards.
Yep.
17 yards, actually. They mark him down at the 40. 30 seconds to go in the quarter.
Moore biding his time again, rolling out to the right, waiting, getting away from the pressure. Cornelius was out there in the flat, and then he saw Moore, and he took off down the field. The defender had to commit to either Cornelius or to Moore. He went to Moore, and that left Bryce wide open.
18 seconds to go. Holt, they're going to want to get another play in before the end of this third quarter. And it looks like they're going to. Down to 12, down to 11. They're lined up.
Well, the guys are lined up improperly.
No, they're not improper. Yeah, 7, 6, 5, 4. They're going to get it off. 3, 2, 1. They get the play off. Moore dropping to throw. Feeling pressure. He's going to run left. Now he's going to throw it high and deep and incomplete and almost intercepted.
Yeah, not a good decision that time.
Number 9, Jamison Patton was the closest one there, but it landed on the ground right in front of him. We've reached the end of 3 quarters of play. Grand Ledge leads Holt 21-12 in this Division I District Championship game. Come on back for the 4th. On the game, 7:30 a.m., WVFN, brought to you by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt and by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority.
Okay, smile naturally. Perfect.
Cam's Photography knows wedding season ramps up in a flash. They need to say I do to a studio assistant before clients go full bridezilla.
We're getting underway here at Holt High School, Mike Smith Memorial Stadium. Grand Ledge leading Holt 21-12. Grand Ledge looking for revenge as Holt beat them in week 3 of the season, 14-6 at GL. Holt has the ball, 2nd and 10 at the Grand Ledge 40. Bryce Cornelius and Isaiah Foster around Seneca Moore in the pistol. Going to hand off to Foster, nearly a muffed snap or a muffed handoff, and he does well just to get 2 yards, and he's pushed back at the 38.
Yeah, Moore got the ball to him, but it was on the hip of Isaiah Foster, and he was able to just barely hold on to it.
Jamison Patton on the tackle.
Only 1 yard gain.
They give him 2 to the 38, so it's 3rd and 8. And here in the 4th quarter, you got to think 2 downs to make 8 yards. Mm-hmm. If it were a 1-score game, you'd punt him deep. But I wouldn't think so here. Dropping to throw. Moore throws it high and deep. He's got a man out there. Dropped. Incomplete.
Davis. Ryan Davis.
And it's going to be 4th and 8. Looking for Isaiah Foster.
No, it was number 7 out there. It was Ryan Davis.
Ryan Davis, number 7. So it's 4th and 8 from the 38-yard line. Holt is into the wind here in the 4th quarter, and they are going to line up to go for it.
I wonder if maybe the wind changed the trajectory of that pass a little bit.
All right, here we go. $11:13 to go in regulation. Holt down 9. Dropping to throw is Moore. He's going to throw over the middle. It's caught inside the 30, 25, 20, down to the 17-yard line. 1st down. That's number 8, Isaiah Denning. His first catch of the game, and a massive play for Holt.
20 yards through the air. He got wide open in the middle of the field.
He's going to get a good mark down to the 16, so 22 yards. Jamison Patton on the tackle. 1st and 10 from the 16.
Big 4th down conversion. Moore stood in the pocket and delivered it right on the money.
That was an absolute must for Holt. Absolute must.
Yeah, absolutely.
10:48, 10:47 to go. Isaiah Foster with the ball. He's going to hand off to Seneca Moore, lined up at wide receiver. He gets inside the 15 to the 14. Gain of 2. We've seen this a few times tonight where both Foster and Moore are in the game.
Mm-hmm. That's the first time we've seen Foster get the snap to hand to Moore, though.
Yeah.
Usually it's the other way around.
Gain of 2 down to the 14-yard line. 10:22 to go. Clock running. Both teams all 3 timeouts.
And Holt doesn't have to hurry yet. Be a little bit more deliberate.
Yes. 10:08, 10:07 to go. Clock not a factor yet. Moore in the gun. Cornelius next to him. Dropping to throw is Moore. He's going to throw it out to the left. It's caught inside the 15, inside the 10.
It's Denning again.
Isaiah Denning again inside the 10. It's going to be first and goal.
Down just inside the Grand Ledge 10-yard line. Third down in the end.
Oh, nope, I'm sorry. 3rd down and 3. That's right, it was at the 16 at the 16-yard line. Original line of scrimmage on this set of downs. So it's 3rd and 3 from the 9. 9:23 and counting. Clock becoming more and more of a factor now.
Yep.
Of course, we just said that a minute ago. It wasn't a factor. A minute later, it is.
Well, all of a sudden.
Seneca Moore in the gun. Cornelius next to him. 3 wide receivers, 2 left, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. They throw up the middle, tipped, incomplete.
Teddy Williams. It's his second time he's batted 1 down.
And now it's 4th down. And now in this situation, what you'd normally do is kick a field goal. Be a 26-yard field goal left of the post, but
Rams don't have a field goal kicker, really.
I think they've only kicked 1 extra point this year.
Yeah.
So with 8:59 to go, they got to go for it here. Or at least they're going to line up to go for it. Biggest play of the game now. Seneca Moore in the gun. 4 wide receivers, 3 right, 1 to the left. Cornelius next to him. Gets the snap.
No.
Dropping to throw. Looking, got tons of time, and now he's going to run. Now he's going to try to get away. Now he's going to throw it over. Caught. Touchdown.
Wow.
Who was that? I can't see.
Yeah, he's being mobbed by a bunch of guys right now. It's a 9-yard touchdown. Is that Isaiah Foster? I think it was Foster.
I still don't know.
Well, it's a 9-yard touchdown.
It might have been Denning. Number 8, Denning.
We'll get clarification.
We will get clarification on that. It was an 8-yard touchdown. And now they'll go for 2 to try to pull them within 1. It's 21-18. Seneca Moore in the gun. Dropping to throw. Throws it over the middle. It's a low throw. Caught. And the 2-pointer is good.
My number 3.
Jaden Thompson. And with 8:49 to go in regulation, it's Grand Ledge 21, Holt 20. We'll take a 30-second break and come back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Cherry Creek Mortgage Company prides itself on quick and accurate pre-qualifications, common sense underwriting, and superior customer service. We've been servicing the capital area for over a decade. We have the experience, knowledge, and network.
Clarification on the touchdown. Seneca Moore to Charles Thompson. Jaden Thompson caught the 2-point conversion. It's a 1-point game, 21-20. Grand Ledge over Holt with 8:49 to go in regulation. Here's a kick high and short. It's taken by Grand Ledge.
Oh.
And Holt says they recovered the fumble. They say it was a fumble recovery, but the officials say the Grand Ledge player was down. Joe Pearson, number 26, will take it at the 44-yard line, 43 or 44-yard line. So let's see what Grand Ledge can do from their own 44-yard line. 8:46 to go. The snap was fumbled, but I think it was because of the contact. Pearson was laying on the ground with the ball. 21-20 Grand Ledge. Foster. Sean Foster in the gun. He's going to take it himself. He gets around everybody. He's got a big one. He's got a first down. He's inside the 40, and he's down at the 35. We got a late flag. I think it's going to be a hold here on Andrew Konechny.
Yep.
And it's going to bring it back. It's going to be a real nice gain, but I don't think it'll be a first down, as it is a spot foul.
Yeah, it was down the field.
It was a huge gain for Foster.
Hey, was running right and cut it back to the left, and there were no Rams out there.
Holding Grand Ledge. Only Grand Ledge's third penalty of the game.
They've all come on offense.
Yep. They're going to move it back to the Holt 48-yard line. It's going to be first down and 2. Or first and 3. It's really first and 2.
Mm-hmm.
There's something you don't see very often. First down, 2 yards to go.
No.
(20-9) East Lansing.
28-21, Portland leading Corunna into the third.
First and 2. Here is Sean Foster. He's got a first down inside the 45, inside the 40, 35. Down to the 34-yard line, first down. Taken down there by, I believe, Isaiah Foster. And now we got a Grand Ledge player down. Lineman is down. I think he got rolled into.
That's number 66, Logan Allen.
They marked the ball at the 33-yard line. 8:21 to go in regulation. Grand Ledge up 21-20. Holt, however, has just scored a Seneca Moore.
An 8-yard pass
to Charles Thompson. An 8-yard touchdown. It's brought him within 1. Go ahead.
Excuse me, Division 4, 4:30 left. Hastings 17, Charlotte 13. End of third, Mason 21, Jackson 6. Division 3. DeWitt down for the first time. 8:31 left in the third, 28-21 Mount Pleasant.
Man. Been a quick game. It's only 8:45 in the evening, and we got 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. We've had games where we're this late in time and only in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Clock is running. 8:19. And counting.
Allen got up and walked off the field, by the way.
Sean Foster going to run right, taking himself, taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Isaiah Foster
on the tackle. Unofficially his 6th tackle of the game.
No gain for that one. Maybe he lost a yard. Rams timed up the snap, and they knew where Sean Foster was going to run.
2nd down and 11. 7:45 to go. Foster. Fake handoff to Stocker. He's going to throw deep over the middle. He's got a man there. Incomplete.
Looking for Preston Bonet.
He was open too, but it was wide of him, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, got past the secondary.
7:33 to go.
Got behind Charles Thompson, but the pass from Sean Foster just wasn't there.
Ball at the 34-yard line. It's 3rd and 11.
Well, supposed to be at the 35. Yep, it's at the wrong spot.
Then they had it spotted at the wrong play.
Yep.
The wrong spot on the last play.
Okay, then.
Because that's where they had it at the 34 on the last play.
Mm-hmm. Well, they got it right this time.
So here we go. 3rd and 11, 7:33 to go. Pistol formation. Foster all by himself, trying to get away from pressure. Sack behind the line of scrimmage.
52.
That's 52. Josh Holland on the sack. And now it's punt time for Grand Ledge. Sean Foster is the punter. And I would think they would punt here.
Yes. Well, it's 4th and 20. So you're not gonna go for it here.
No. 7:05 to go.
Sean Foster's going to punt. Isaiah Foster's going to go back for the Rams.
Sean Foster has the wind at his back. It's been consistently 15 mile an hour out of the south all night long. See on the snap here. It's a good snap. He runs forward and kicks it away. Line drive kick into the end zone.
Yep.
44-yard kick, no return. 6:45 to go in regulation. Grand Ledge leading 21-20. And you got to think this might be Holt's last chance.
Possibly. Mason extending their lead 28-6 with 11:51 left in the game.
We'll have scores from all over the mid-Michigan area after this one is over. We're in for a great finish here, we think, here at Holt High School. The two largest schools in enrollment in the mid-Michigan area duking it out for a district title. It's been what we thought it would be.
Blue champs.
Seneca Moore taking the snap up the middle.
Foster.
25. Oh, that is Foster. He's out over the 30 to the 31, first down. .54 for Grand Ledge. Aiden Chambly. Gain of 11. Clock running, 6:37 and counting. Both teams have all three of their timeouts left.
And Seneca Moore in, but he's lined up at wide receiver.
Isaiah Foster. Going to run it himself again. Goes right side. We got a flag. He's down at the 33-yard line, but hold on. This might be holding.
It's only the second penalty of the game for Holt.
If it's on Holt, only the second. He got to the 34-yard line, but we're going to see.
It is holding.
Holt's going back. This is going to be, we're still waiting for the official signal. It is holding on Holt. Just their second penalty of the game. It drops them back to the 23-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 18. Clock running, 6:15, 6:14 to go. Is that Foster in the...
No, it's Seneca Moore.
Seneca Moore. Now we got a whistle. Timeout, Holt.
Didn't like the play, Chad Folk. He used one of his 3 timeouts.
They've got 2 left, and we'll take our last timeout of regulation here. 6:04 left in regulation. Grand Ledge leading Holt 21-20. Here on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
The game, 7:30 a.m. This day in sports history.
November 5th, 2001. For the first time since 1985, 2 20-game winners start Game 7 of the World Series as Yankee pitcher Roger Clemens faces Curt Schilling of the Diamondbacks in Arizona. 16 years earlier, Brett Saberhagen of the Royals squared off against Cardinal ace John Tudor in the Fall Classic finale at Kauffman Stadium.
The history of sports, right here on your station. The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Brock Palmbush, Eric Doc Love here at Holt High School. Mike Smith Memorial Stadium. Holt is just coming out of a timeout that they called. 6:04 left in regulation. Holt now has 2 timeouts left. We'll see how big that is in the final minutes of this game. 1st and 18 for Holt at their own 23, just after a holding penalty. Dropping the throw, Seneca Moore. Now he's going to run up the middle, get to the 26-yard line and no further. And it looks like number 72 for Grand Ledge has a leg cramp. That's Logan Costello who made the tackle. He's down, and that's going to stop play. It'll be a gain of 3 to the 26-yard line with 5:48 to go.
Well, Costello, one of those two-way players for Grand Ledge, offensive and defensive line.
He was holding his leg like he's got a cramp, and now Seneca Moore's on the ground.
Is he having a leg cramp too?
Might be. Well, they do have a backup option, Isaiah Foster.
Foster, more of the running style quarterback. More basically a running back.
Seneca more the thrower. He is going to have to come out of the game here. Let's hope he's all right. But he will have to come out of the game for one play. Well, at least one play.
Yep.
He may be out for longer than that.
Well, they don't want to burn a timeout either.
Nope.
Because they just used one. In a one-point game with 5:48, you need your 2 timeouts.
2nd and 15 from the 26. Winner of this game will play either Rockford or Caledonia for the regional championship next week at either Rockford or Caledonia. Clock running. Isaiah Foster in the gun. He's going to run it himself. 26 out close to the 30 and another flag.
This one might be coming back again. Thrown right in the middle of that.
Holt saying it's against Grand Ledge.
Might be a face mask. That's what their sideline is saying, face mask. Yeah, Holt's clapping.
Officials are conferring.
Trying to get the spot right. Trying to get the call right. Yep.
Face mask, Grand Ledge. It's a 5-yard face mask. Grand Ledge's 4th penalty of the game.
So it was a 4-yard run, and then they tack 5 on.
And it will. And they will repeat 2nd down. Clock running, 5:36, 5:35 to go. Isaiah Foster still in the game at quarterback.
Yeah, Moore standing on the sideline.
Foster in the gun. He fakes going to the center, goes to the right. 40, 45, pushed out of bounds, 1st down. They'll mark him down at the 40, mark him out at the 44, a gain of 9.
And he faked going inside and went to the outside, bounced it out, had the speed to get there to the exterior, and Grand Ledge couldn't get there until he picked up those 9.
5:17 to go. He's out of bounds, so the clock will stop. Grand Ledge has all 3 of their timeouts left. Holt has 2. Seneca Moore still standing on the sideline, trying to work out his leg cramp. Isaiah Foster, the quarterback. Bryce Cornelius next to him. Fake handoff. He's going to take it himself out over the 45 to the 47, maybe the 48. Taken down by Andrew Konechny. Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. 5 minutes to go. And I think Moore's going to come back in the game.
Yes. They'll switch up their personnel a little bit.
4:45 to go. Two wide receivers, one to the left, one to the right, 3 running backs around Seneca Moore. He's going to take it himself. He's into Grand Ledge territory to the 48-yard line, pushed out of bounds. And it creates a makeable 3rd down.
They use those H-backs in the backfield.
As blockers, really.
Yep. They brought in number 11, Reese Thurston. He was out there helping to block.
Marking him,
with number 6, Charles Thompson.
Marking him down at the 49-yard line. Go ahead.
That's J.J. Moore, number 6, sorry.
3rd down and 4. He does get out of bounds, so the clock stops. And you would think 2 downs to make 4 yards. Same formation. Moore going to take it himself. Gets inside. Oh, no, that is Foster. He's close to a 1st down. He might have it. Yes, he's got it. He needed 4, and he got 5.
Sorry, Brock, didn't even step on your toes there,
right.
but it was
right.
Foster, and they rotated Foster back in.
Ball at the 44, 4:19 to go.
So Seneca Moore back on the sideline. Isaiah Foster going to come in and run the ball a few more times for the Rams, who are slowly working their way down the field. Brock overcame a penalty already so far.
Ball at the 44 of Grand Ledge. 4:08, 4:07 to go. Foster in the pistol formation. Bryce Cornelius next to him. He's going to run left. Does he get around the edge? No, he doesn't. Back to the line of scrimmage. He's taken down by number 33, Teddy Williams.
Yeah, Williams came in and he busted up that play.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. 3:43, 3:42 and counting.
They had those tight trips on the left side, and I thought, well, if they can squeeze Teddy Williams inside, Foster might be able to bounce it out, but nope.
3:30 and counting. Foster in the shotgun. Cornelius next to him. Tight trips to the left like it was on the last play. He's going to take it himself. Run right. Gets down inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd and short.
He faked the handoff to the left, ran right.
They mark him at the 38. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. Again, 2 downs to make 4 yards. We're under 3 minutes to go.
Might want to be a little bit more deliberate with their pass or with their play calling here.
Clock a major factor now. Foster in the gun again. Man in motion. High snap from center. Foster's got it. Taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Teddy Williams again.
The high snap blew it up.
High snap from center messed everything up, and it's 4th down and 5. 2:18, 2:17 to go. 4th and 6. Seneca Moore back in the game.
And they bring some wide receivers back in. Tylen Arnold in there. Number 3, Jaden Thompson.
We're down to 2 minutes to go.
This might be your ball game.
Could be your ball game. If Grand Ledge gets a stop, a 1st down would win it for them. We're down to 1:50 to go. A lot of the crowd standing.
Timeout.
Timeout, whistle, flag.
Chad Folk called a timeout before the flag. He ran down to that sideline, and the official down there on the sideline and called it. The flag will be inconsequential at this point.
I might keep the timeout and take the penalty.
Well, it depends on what the penalty is.
No flag?
Okay. I think the flag happened after the timeout was called, Brock.
Holt. Waiting for the official signal. And Holt calls their 2nd timeout. Now you almost have to get the 1st down.
Yep.
You don't get the 1st down, this game's pretty much over with 1:46 to go.
3:55 left. Portland 34, Corunna 21. Drew Miller just got his 4th touchdown of the game.
As we cross the 9 o'clock hour, I want to let you know you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game, 7:30 a.m., WVFN East Lansing, a Town Square media station.
D2, East Lansing 20, Portage Northern 17, 11:39 left. Division 3.
Just getting the same thing from Tim Stout, who's at the game.
Jackson just scored. 2-point no good. Mason up 28-12, 5:39 remaining in regulation.
Might be the ball game here for Holt. 1:46 to go. 4th and 6 from the 40. Dropping to throw is Moore. Throws it high and deep. He's got a man out there. It's Foster. Knocked away. Knocked away by Grand Ledge.
Sean Foster with the possible game-saving deflection, Brock. Sean Foster guarding Isaiah Foster.
1:40 left. Holt has 1 timeout left.
The deep out route by Isaiah Foster. Thought he might have a step. The pass was there from Seneca Moore. It was in the great spot. Just a better recovery by Sean Foster.
Grand Ledge can't quite run the clock out, but they can get real close.
Yep. Like you said, 1 first down seals it.
1 first down ends this game. Ball security, everything here.
Mm-hmm.
Foster in the gun. Going to take it himself. Loss of 1. Holt's not calling a timeout. They may wait until after 3rd down to call timeout.
Mm-hmm.
Clock is running, 1:26, 1:25 to go. Man, you'd love to have those timeouts back if you're Holt.
Mm-hmm. 9:54 left. Mount Pleasant 28, DeWitt 21 still. Corunna just scored. It's 34-28 now with 2:57 remaining.
Portland leading, right?
Yes.
Okay. We're down to 1 minute to go. Foster's going to take it. He is dropped down behind the line of scrimmage, and now Holt's going to take their last time out. J.J. Moore on the tackle. Holt's out of timeouts.
Timeout, Pirates.
50 seconds to go. Now, if you're Grand Ledge, you just run the ball up the middle. Don't fumble. Let the play clock run down. Call one of your 3 timeouts, and then figure out what to do after that.
Yep.
All depends on how much time is left on the clock. We've seen teams take a safety in this situation. You can't do that. You're only up by 1 point.
Nope.
You're up by 1 point.
That's
You're not
not
going
an
to do
option.
that.
Nope, that's not an option
Do
right
you
now.
punt the ball? Well, you could punt the ball. Or what we've seen this season, run the ball around until the clock hits 0 and then down it. All depends on how much time is left after this play.
And obviously, if you're Grand Ledge, you want to try and burn as much time as you can on this play.
Run wide.
If you're Sean, run wide. If you're Sean Foster, stay in bounds. Try and dance around if you can a little bit.
We've seen him do that. Grand Ledge up 21-20. 50 seconds to go. Holt is out of timeouts. Third and 15 from the 35. Foster, nearly a bad snap. He's going to run right, and he's taken down at the 34-yard line. 43 seconds. Isaiah Denning in on the play.
Well, I think they got to run one more play, Brock.
I think they're going to run the play clock all the way down, call a timeout. There may be 4 or 5 seconds to go. They are going to have to run a play here on 4th down. We're down to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, timeout.
Well, it says 2. I think it might be 3.
I think they may put a second or 2 up on the clock. Grand Ledge calls a timeout. Now if you're 2 seconds left.
You run around for a second or 2 and then you just fall down.
Yep.
That's all you have to do.
You take a snap. You take the snap, run around until it hits 0.
And just fall on the ground.
Fall on the ground.
If there's a little bit more time on the clock, maybe about 10 seconds, you might have to punt the ball away. But with only 2 or 3 left, you don't have to do much.
What Holt has to do is hope that Sean Foster somehow fumbles.
And they can get it.
Yep. And run it in for a score.
Yeah, because there won't be any time left.
Not going to be any time left. Isaiah Foster's going back like to receive a punt, but if I'm Grand Ledge, I don't punt the ball.
Nope. He can snap it to Sean Foster, and he can.
And they're going to line up
for a second.
They're going to line up in punt formation.
Well, he's way back there. Now he's going to move up closer. He's like, nope, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Isaiah Foster could move up.
You don't want to take a knee here because now they put 1 second back on the clock. There's 3 seconds.
All right. They're still not going to punt the ball. They're going to call another timeout.
And they're going to call a timeout. Call their second timeout. They have 1 remaining.
There's a little bit of miscommunication.
Yep. They either were in the wrong formation or... So with 3 seconds to go, Grand Ledge leading 21-20. And we won't know if we'll have a game next weekend until Monday morning.
Yep.
We can tell you that we will not be able to have a game next Friday night because of Michigan State commitments. If we do a game, it would be on Saturday. But that's up in the air because it depends on when Michigan State football plays. And we're not going to find that out until Sunday. So we'll let you know Monday if we're going to do a game. If we do a game, it's going to be next Saturday.
Yes. Well, the winner of this game is going to go to either Rockford or Caledonia, who are into overtime.
Oh, boy.
End of regulation, 3-3.
All right, 3 seconds to go. Here's Foster. He's going to run back, and he's going to fall down at the 10-yard line, and zeros are on the clock, and Grand Ledge wins it. No controversy with the clock this time. Nope. He ran around, and he looked at the clock when it hit 0 and fell on it, and Grand Ledge wins it. And they will move on to the regional championship game. against either Rockford or Caledonia as they win it tonight, 21-20.
First district final championship for Grand Ledge since 2015.
What we hope we get, Doc. It lived up to it.
Yep. Co-CAAC Blue Champs face it off for a second time this year. Holt got the better of them the first time. Just a little bit too much Sean Foster in this one. The Comets get the revenge and get the 1-point win on the road.
Grand Ledge wins at 21-20. They'll advance to the regional championship. Holt's season is over at 7-4. Excellent season for Holt after a slow start, but they'll end at 7-4. CAAC Blue co-champs. But their arch rivals of Grand Ledge will move on. And now they're going to line up at each of their respective 40-yard lines. And they, meaning Grand Ledge, will be presented the district championship trophy. We'll have scores in the postgame. We'll have postgame stats. We'll have everything in the postgame coming up in just a little bit. But now it's time for This Week in High School Sports with John Ross.
A whole lot of points scored in a district football semifinal, and a couple schools break long conference championship droughts. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. The first week of the football postseason is in the books, and there were a number of eye-popping notes from the 128 games in 11-player and 16 games in the 8-player. Maybe the biggest, literally, was the total points scored in the Waterford-Mott-Saginaw Heritage game. Mott won 77-63. Yes, 140 total points. That's 20 touchdowns. It's also the second highest combined point total in state history. Climax Scots beat Fulton in 2017, 84-62 for a total of 146 points. Our lowest scoring playoff game in round one went into overtime scoreless. In the first OT, East Jordan scored a touchdown and got a 6-0 win over Frankfort, giving East Jordan its first playoff win since 1999. Elsewhere, three 3-win teams notched first-round wins: Brother Rice, Orchard Lake St. Mary's, and Benzie Central. And 3 4-win teams also won: Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central, Sterling Heights Parkway Christian, and Lansing Catholic. The Cougars knocked off previously unbeaten Durand, one of 3 9-0 teams to lose in round one. There is one matchup of unbeatens in round two. 10-0 Tecumseh will tangle with 10-0 Riverview for a district title in Division 4. Game balls this week go to Gladwin Volleyball's Erin Brault. She had 31 kills, 18 digs, and 7 aces in a Jack Pine Conference quad as Gladwin won its first volleyball conference championship since 1978. Rockford Soccer's Brennan Karras, his first goal of the year was a game winner, sending the Rams to the semifinals and keeping their unbeaten record intact. And to Anchor Bay runner Thomas Westfall, he set a new school record in leading Anchor Bay to its first cross-country regional championship since 1999.
Need money for college? You need My Student Aid. My Student Aid is the go-to resource that helps Michigan families find money to pay for college. Plus, they'll guide you through the financial aid process and answer any questions you have. For grants, scholarships, and more, connect with My Student Aid, helping make college affordable for everyone. Learn more at michigan.gov/MI Student Aid.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with the MHSAA's Sam Davis.
A soccer match is about to start. One team is wearing their road white uniforms, the other is wearing their home blues. It's pretty easy to spot the referee in the middle of the field wearing a bright yellow referee jersey. But what if the home team is nicknamed the Yellow Jackets and they're also wearing bright yellow jerseys? Well, soccer officials come prepared. They have a number of different colored jerseys so they can wear something that contrasts with both teams. While yellow is the default color, they can easily change into a distinct uniform if needed, as red, blue, green, and black are also acceptable colors. They may even choose to wear a different color from what the goalkeepers are wearing. The last thing a referee wants to be is mistaken for a player on the field.
Thanks, Sam. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you are interested, go to the MHSAA website now to register. November marks the final month of the 2022 fall sports season. A number of sports have their MHSAA finals in the coming weeks. Boys and girls cross country will run at Michigan International Speedway on November 5th. A live stream will be available on the NFHS network. Boys soccer finals are also on November 5th. You can listen to all 4 matches on the MHSAA radio network or watch them all at MHSAA.tv. The girls' Lower Peninsula swimming and diving finals are November 18th and 19th. Division I is at Oakland University, Division II at Calvin University, and Division III at the Holland Aquatic Center. Action for both Friday and Saturday will be available to watch on MHSAA.tv. Volleyball will wrap up their season and crown champions in Battle Creek on September 19th. The semifinals and finals will be both on the radio network and MHSAA.tv. 8-player football finals from Marquette on November 19th will be on both the radio network and the MHSAA.tv, and then will re-air on Thanksgiving night on Valley Sports Detroit. And then the fall season ends with the 11-player football finals at Ford Field on Valley Sports Detroit and the MHSAA radio network. For matchups, start times, and more, please check out MHSAA.com. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll see you next week.
You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but what about the nose? How do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril around the...
At Holt High School, we saw outstanding game tonight. Grand Ledge was able to hang on and win it 21-20, and they'll advance to the regional championship game next week against either Rockford or Caledonia. And the last update we had from that one, it was an overtime game. It was going into overtime. Rockford and Caledonia, two of the best teams in the entire state of Michigan.
3-3.
That's all it was?
It was 3-3.
Well, that's going to be one of the scores that we have from all over the mid-Michigan area. But we'll get to that here in just a few minutes. We got to tell you, we want to thank Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt for sponsoring our coverage tonight and all season long. Wayne Lacey and his great staff at 114 West Main Street in DeWitt, serving home buyers throughout the mid-Michigan area. Give them a call, 517-580-5050, and ask about any kind of home loan and or mortgage. And by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority, Mike Price, Megan Zemer, and their great staff at the GLSA, bringing national events to the mid-Michigan area. Go to lansingsports.org for more information. Let's go through the scoring summary tonight. Grand Ledge got on the board first on defense. Andrew Konechny, did I get it right this time?
You did.
Had a 57-yard scoop and score on a 3rd down and long, a bad snap from center, and he picked it up and ran it 57 yards for a scoop and score. Extra point by Christian Legal was good, and it was 7-0 Grand Ledge late in the first quarter. That was the score after 1 quarter of play. Holt got the ball after an exchange of punts and after a turnover, a couple of turnovers by Grand Ledge. Isaiah Foster took it in from 3 yards out. The 2-point conversion was no good. That's a big play in the game. 2-pointer was no good, and at 3:31 to go in the second quarter, it was 7-6 Grand Ledge. Grand Ledge took it right back down the field, and Sean Foster took it in from 19 yards out. The big play was Holt's only penalty of the first half, an encroachment penalty which allowed Grand Ledge to keep the ball on a 4th down and 3. That gave him 5 yards and gave him a first down. Grand Ledge got it down inside the 20, and Sean Foster took it in from 19 yards out. Christian Legal's extra point was good, and it was 14-6 Grand Ledge, and that was the score at halftime. In the second half, Isaiah Foster got him on the board first. First drive of the second half, Isaiah Foster, a 2-yard touchdown run. The 2-point conversion, no good. Another big play there. And it was 14-12 Grand Ledge at that point. On the very next drive, Grand Ledge took it right down the field, and Mason Stocker took it in from 6 yards out, took a handoff from Sean Foster, and got it into the end zone. The extra point was good, and it was 21-12 Grand Ledge at this point. That was a score at the end of the third quarter of play. Seneca Moore battled leg cramps tonight, but he was able to throw an 8-yard touchdown pass to Charles Thompson. This 2-pointer was good with 8:49 to go in regulation, and it was 21-20 Grand Ledge. Grand Ledge punted on the next drive, and Holt was unable to score. They were stopped on 4th down, and Grand Ledge was able to run out the clock and win this one 21-20. There were no turnovers in the second half. There were 2 turnovers by Grand Ledge, 1 by Holt, and that turnover was critical because Grand Ledge, the 57-yard scoop and score, one of the differences in this game. Penalty-wise, Grand Ledge had 4 penalties for 30 yards. Holt had 2 penalties for 15 yards.
Stats in this ball game for Holt in the season-ending loss: Seneca Moore 8 for 14 for 139, and that touchdown you mentioned, Isaiah Foster 19 carries for 89 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Rams rushed for 115 yards in the ball game and 254 total in this one. So they only had 92 in the first half. They ended up with 254. They actually outgained Grand Ledge overall because the Comets 222 in total yards, rushed for 136 in this one. Sean Foster 8 for 16, 86 yards and 2 interceptions. Those coming in the first half. 27 carries for 122 and a touchdown. Mason Stocker had a rushing touchdown as well. So Sean Foster actually, the whole Rams defense did a good job of containing Sean Foster. He just barely got over 200 total yards in this ball game, but they just couldn't get those extra points / 2-point conversions going.
And that was the difference in the game.
Yeah.
They just unable to get the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, they kick extra points. We might be in overtime now.
We might be in overtime. Although, Grand Ledge did have the ball with 1:50 to go.
Yes.
They could have gotten down the field and kicked a field goal because they do have a kicker in Christian Legal who's pretty good. But Grand Ledge wins it tonight, 21-20. And just a heck of a game tonight. Grand Ledge will advance to play either at Rockford or Caledonia coming up next weekend. Maybe a Saturday game? Well, we'll see. We'll see. Coming up on the other side of our last break, we're going to go over scores from all over the Mid-Michigan area. And we had 11 of the 13 area teams playing tonight. We'll go over them, and we'll give you as many as we can coming up on the other side of this break. Grand Ledge wins it over Holt tonight, 21-20. One last break, and we're back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt and by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority.
Cherry Creek Mortgage Company prides itself on quick and accurate pre-qualifications, common sense underwriting, and superior customer service. We've been servicing the capital area for over a decade. We have the experience, knowledge, and network.
Back one final time at Mike Smith Memorial Stadium in Holt. Grand Ledge wins it tonight, 21-20, to advance to the regional championship game next Friday, or next weekend. They're going to play either Rockford or Caledonia in the regional championship next week. That's a prime candidate for a Saturday game, Doc. But we'll wait and see on that.
Trying to see if I can get a final of that one. Rockford is leading 13-6. They're in the middle of the second overtime.
Yeah, because it was 3-3 going to overtime?
Yep, so they got field goals to start in the first overtime, and then Rockford scored.
The Fowler Eagles season is still alive. They go to Beale City tonight and win.
Wow.
28-27. They were trailing for most of that game from what we could understand via the Twitterverse, and they win it tonight. Wow.
So they knock off previously undefeated Beale City.
Fowler, 10-1 on the season, still alive in Division 8. How about that?
Well, unfortunately, in Division 7, other CMAC squad, Guam Westphalia, is not advancing any further. They lose to New Lothrop at New Lothrop 28-7. So the Pirates season is over.
But the Cinderella season for the Cougars of Lansing Catholic is still alive. Lansing Catholic 20, Ovid Elsie nothing.
Wow, blanked them.
20-0. As they're now 6-5 on the season, district champs and on into the regional tournament.
Their rivals in the CAAC White in Division 5, the Portland Raiders are advancing. They knock off Corunna 34-28. So Portland keeps on dancing.
34-28, there we go there. Last update from East Lansing. East Lansing 27, Portage Northern 24, 2:23 left.
Okay.
That was as of 2 or 3 minutes ago, so who the heck knows?
Yeah. I had a DeWitt score. They came back to tie it up against Mount Pleasant, and then the Oilers turned it right around and scored. This was about 8 minutes ago. It was with 2:33 left in regulation. Mount Pleasant 35, DeWitt 28.
How much time left?
2:33 in the fourth.
Got a final from Mason. The lone undefeated team in the mid-Michigan area is still undefeated. Mason 34, Jackson 12. Mason now advances to the Division III Regional Championship next week. A.J. Martell with a 40-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter to seal it. What a great year A.J. Martell has had.
What a great year by the Mason Bulldogs overall.
Man. So what are we looking for here?
We're just waiting on the DeWitt Mount Pleasant game and the Portage Northern East Lansing game. Those are only two games that are still going on.
Everything else. So let's go over the finals once again. Here tonight, Grand Ledge over Holt tonight, 21-20. In Division 3, Mason beat Jackson 34-12. In Division 4, Charlotte's great season comes to an end. They fall at Hastings tonight, 23-13. In Division 5, Portland outlasts Corunna, 34-28. In Division 6, Lansing Catholic shuts out Ovid Elsie on the road, 20-0. In Division 7, PW season comes to an end, losing at New Lothrop, 28-7. Hard to believe a down year for PW is 6-5, but the defending state champs ran into a team that's just better than them tonight, 28-7. Fowler, though, is still alive. They beat Beale City on the road tonight, 28-27. Fowler at 10-1. The CMAC co-champs are still alive. Go ahead.
I'll just go finish your.
Ithaca in Division 7, they play tomorrow against Ravenna at home. And in 8-man Division 2, in the regional finals, Morris at 8-2 is at Augrey Sims at 9-1. Ithaca and Morris play tomorrow.
We know who Grand Ledge will be facing and where they're going next week. They're going to face Caledonia. They get a touchdown from 2 yards out and get the 2-point conversion to win it 14-13 over Rockford. So Grand Ledge will be playing at Caledonia next weekend for a regional final. It just happened like a minute ago.
So they'll play Caledonia, a team that beat Holt in week 1 of the season.
Yep.
But now Grand Ledge is going to play them on the road for a regional championship.
Final in double overtime.
In double overtime, man. Folks, we're going to stay on the air. We're going to try to stay on the air here as both the games that with East Lansing and Portage Northern and DeWitt and Mount Pleasant were late in the fourth quarter. Go.
30 seconds left. DeWitt has the ball down 35-28. They're on the Mount Pleasant 34-yard line.
Yep, just seeing the same thing you are.
It's from the DeWitt Athletics Twitter page. So we're trying to get that one. The East Lansing game only had a couple minutes left, too.
27-24 East Lansing with 2 minutes to go. See if I can find a final score there.
Well, you got your man on the scene there.
Yes, the venerable Tim Stout is at Lynn C. Adams Stadium tonight, helping us out tonight. But, 13 area teams coming in, still alive. Grand Ledge is still alive.
So who lost tonight? We lost Pewamo, Westphalia, and Charlotte. That's it.
34-24 East Lansing leading.
Okay. So they scored again.
They scored again.
How much time is left?
Hang on.
Can't be much time left.
Can't be much time, if any.
Uh, 25 seconds left. DeWitt at the Mount Pleasant 11.
Oh, my goodness.
So they're moving down there.
So what is it, 34-28?
35-28.
35-28.
With 25 seconds left. So DeWitt trying to get the game-tying touchdown. Or maybe go for two and win it. I don't know. You never know.
You never know.
We could look at the brackets and see who our teams are going to be playing here real quick as we try and wait out this DeWitt score.
You know what? We're going to stay on the air until we have final scores there from East Lansing and from DeWitt and Mount Pleasant. We'll await the Twitterverse.
I'm going to see if I can go to the brackets here and find out.
Oh, I brought the brackets with me, paper brackets. Hang on one second. Folks, this is live radio here. Let me reach into my briefcase here where I have all the matchups. Let's see. Yes, so Grand Ledge will play at Caledonia next week for a regional championship. That much we do know.
Division III, who would Mason be playing because they beat Jackson? I would have to look it up online real quick.
Either Trenton or Gibraltar Carlson, and that game would be at, well, it would be at either Gibraltar Carlson or Trenton. They have higher point totals. But you know what? Mason had to go on the road to win a regional championship last year. Remember, they had to go to Lawrence Tech and beat Birmingham or Bloomfield Hills Brother Rice.
Yes.
And one of the best wins, probably the best win that school's ever had.
My Twitter has died all of a sudden here. You said it was either Gibraltar,
Carlson, or Trenton. Division 5. Let me see here. Portland would either host Berrien Springs or go to Grand Rapids Catholic. Well, that'd be difficult. Grand Rapids Catholic Central's won like 42 in a row.
Yeah.
And they're the defending state champions. They would be at Grand Rapids Catholic Central. Division 6.
My search is not working all of a sudden on Twitter.
Lansing Catholic would go to Grand Rapids West Catholic or Constantine. That would be a road game. Division 8, Fowler would play at Ubley or Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary. If Ithaca wins tomorrow, Ithaca would play either at Traverse City St. Francis or host Benzie Central. That's what it would be if Ithaca wins tomorrow. In 8-player Division 2, and it is a final from East Lansing. East Lansing wins it 34-24 over Portage Northern. So let's check that out. East Lansing now will play at Grand Rapids Forest Hills Central or at Muskegon Mona Shores next week.
I believe Mona Shores won, but I can't tell you that for sure.
And an
Go ahead, sir.
And an 8-player Division 2, if Morris beats Augrey Sims tomorrow, they would play in the semifinals at either Mendon or Colon. So most of the area teams that are either alive or could possibly be alive would have to go on the road. So we're just waiting for a final score from DeWitt and Mount Pleasant. And it was in the final seconds, right?
Yeah, it was only about 25 seconds left in that one. I'm trying to see if I can find some of those teams you were mentioning that our squads would have to go to. Forest Hills Central defeats Mona Shores.
So it would be East Lansing at Grand Rapids Forest Hills Central next week. I got a feeling some of these are going to be Saturday games. Got a feeling a good portion of them will.
Yeah. Trenton beat Gibraltar Carlson.
So?
In T3, so Mason. Would have to go to Trenton?
So Trenton won. So Mason would have to go to Trenton.
Okay. And I think that's all I got for you.
That's all we got. Okay. Well, let's see if we can refresh the Twitterverse one more time. We are going to stay on the air until we get that DeWitt final score, as it was in the final seconds.
They haven't updated anything in the last 4 minutes. Unless it pulls up here.
Yeah, so maybe the game is over.
1 minute to go, 10 seconds left. Larner to Kearns inside the 1.
My goodness.
Still 35-28. It was a 3rd and 12, and they got down to the 1 with 10 seconds left. There supposedly is video of this. I can get it to play. Yep, there's the pass. Oh, man. If he could have reached the ball out, it would have been a touchdown.
Wow.
But they're out of bounds, so DeWitt has the ball inside the 1, 10 seconds left.
So they got it
for the game-tying touchdown.
They've got at least, well, with 10 seconds to go, that's 2 plays.
Yeah.
Possibly 3 if you go quick. But tonight, Doc, 2 evenly matched teams with Holt and Grand Ledge. And
the defense lived up to their billing. We expected a defensive battle, and it was.
2 high-quality teams here tonight. They didn't play their absolute best tonight. There were a few turnovers, but that was in the first half.
Well, a couple of those were forced. I mean, the Holt turnover really was their own issue with the high snap. But the Rams forced those two interceptions of Sean Foster. They jumped in the passing lanes and took those balls away.
So, trying to update here.
Yep, nothing yet.
Trying to stretch this out as much as we possibly can here. We will join ESPN Radio already in progress here as soon as we get done.
Touchdown. Dylan Atkins gets a foot down in the back of the end zone on a 1-yard pass from Bryce Kearns. The snap and kick is good by Brandon Soltis. It's tied.
Tied. 35 all.
5 seconds left. Well, I don't think we can stay on for all of overtime.
No, I don't think we can.
No. But we know DeWitt's got a chance.
You know what? I got to tell you, I'm surprised. I thought maybe Rob Zimmer. I'm looking at the play here. Yep.
So as long as DeWitt
and it looks like he barely got 1 foot down. Yeah. So DeWitt and Mount Pleasant are tied at 35. Unfortunately, we've stretched this out as much as we possibly can, so we're going to have to end it here. We may talk about it on the Whitelaw PLLC MSU Football Tailgate Show, but again, I'm surprised there's this many teams left. We had a lot of good teams, but no real powerhouses, we thought.
Nobody coming into the playoffs, we thought, well, this team really has got a shot to make it to Ford Field. Mason, possibly.
Portland
as well, just because it's Portland as well as they have played.
And maybe even Fowler to an extent because of their outstanding season. But
nobody was like, oh, man, this team is definitely has a really good shot. We had teams that we thought that had a pretty good shot to keep going in the playoffs.
And we thought one of these two teams would make it. It's not a surprise that either Grand Ledge or Holt is going to the regional finals.
Nope.
Maybe Grand Ledge a little bit more of a surprise because I didn't think they'd beat Brighton on the road, and they destroyed them.
38-3.
Yeah, that was stunning. But Division II, East Lansing is a surprise to me.
Because their defense hasn't been so great in the last half of the season.
But been good enough in the playoffs. Shutting out Battle Creek Central was a stunner to me.
Yeah.
Like you said, Portland was not a surprise, but East Lansing is a surprise. Lansing Catholic is a huge surprise.
Absolutely.
4 and 5 coming into the state tournament, barely getting in. Had to beat PW to get in, and then win two games on the road at 9-0 Durand, and then tonight against a pretty good Ovid Elsie 8-2 Ovid Elsie team. And they will move on to the regional championship. We'll go over all the pairings when we get to Stout on Sports on Monday. And, well, we don't know what game we're going to be doing if we're doing a game. I can tell you we will be unable to do a game on Friday due to Michigan State commitments with the basketball game and the hockey game going on at the same time. We'll be unable to do so. But if we do not have any conflicts with the tailgate, the Michigan State football tailgate show, and if it allows, we may be able to do a game on Saturday. Just stay tuned. We'll let you know. Great working with you again. If it's not, Eric.
Yeah.
Had a good one here tonight. A lot of good games this season and a lot of good teams. No powerhouses, we thought, except for maybe Mason. But great working with you again, and maybe we'll be doing this next Saturday. We'll have to wait and see. I want to thank Nathan Vandenberg and JR back in the studios for helping us get on the air tonight. And for my broadcast partner, Eric Doc Love, I'm Brock Palmbush. Thank you for listening. You've been listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The Game 730 AM WVFN, brought to you by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt and by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority. We now return you to ESPN Radio on the Game 730 AM WVFN East Lansing. Good night, everybody.
That was the big to me. And look, it's the first ranking.